Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Mike the Fantasy Addict, joined by co-host Nikki B.
That is me.
And we are streaming live on Twitch.
We'll do it live!
Another one.
I'll record it and throw it up onto YouTube if we don't go too just drastically far off the rails.
We're definitely going to go off the rails.
Okay.
I don't know where we're headed tonight, but it's going to be a wild one, I think.
All right. Well, everybody put on your booties because it's cold outside as the New England Patriots take on the Buffalo Bills.
Indeed. It doesn't look like the snow's falling right now, but wind's
it looks
blowing
pretty clear,
a little
but
chilly.
A little chilly, a little windy.
Yep. I did see some video from the stadium from about, like an hour and a half ago, and it was blustery.
The winter winds was whipping up.
They were.
All right.
And a lot of snow. So I think it'll probably come
Good
back
job
before the
clearing
game's
the
over.
field. They're actually, doing a better job than Texas last year.
Well, that's how windy it is. It never touches the ground.
It
It
just-
just keeps floating.
Where does it blow to?
It doesn't.
There's just one giant snow
It's
mound.
called drift, and
All
it
right.
just keeps drifting. Yeah.
It's got to stop somewhere.
It's one of nature's phenomena. So you wouldn't know.
Fascinating.
Yep.
Weather.
You learn something now.
I guess so.
You starting Singletary anywhere this week?
No,
After a 1 yard carry here?
Ramondre, my champion. I hope he has a monster game and just scores 1,000 points in the
Are you starting him
in
anywhere?
the snow and
You're
ice.
not, right?
But no, I did not start him with Damien Harris still there playing against the Bills, whose defense
Probably a good choice.
Defense has been surprisingly good this year. One of the top defenses, but they've had their let-ups in a couple games. So maybe Ramondre can just break it and, 8, 9, 10 touchdowns.
Well, if your matchup is going to come down to a kicker or a receiver in this game, you might be a little more worried than normal.
Well, I'm the opposite of that because mine comes down to my opponent having a receiver, and I need Emmanuel Sanders to not be good. I need him to have less than 11. I think in the last 4 or 5 games he has not reached that mark. The other side of the coin. So I am up thanks to Javonte Williams in his big game last week. Got that touchdown at the end. I was losing my mind.
Really nice game.
To give me hope. So up 11 going into this
I think
matchup.
you're number one running back this week.
Up 11. My opponent has Emmanuel Sanders, and I have the New England Patriots defense. So we're rooting for some Patriots defense, some Ramondre. Let's go Patriots.
Anybody but Sanders, essentially.
I'm fine with that. I know we have a couple people in the Discord talking about Bass. Their whole thing comes down to Bass getting about 6 or 7 points. So
Right.
we'll see.
I got Diggs going, but that matchup's already pretty much signed, sealed, delivered. But
Yep. I should, if I win this one, I think it'll be the first one where, including the best ball, I win every matchup of the week.
okay.
So I've had a couple of weeks where I've won everything but the best ball, but my best ball team finally rounded into shape.
Okay.
Way too late.
Way too late. That's the thing.
But next year,
I need, 4.1 points from Stephon Diggs tonight. That's what I need. So
I thought you had it already wrapped.
I just realized I got him in another league. So in that league, I'm short 4
All
points.
the Diggs.
So
Nick Diggs.
I was in
Diggs.
big trouble, and then Javonte decided to
There you
go
go.
off.
Came through for both of us.
Yeah. Do you know who didn't come through? Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek, he's a guy that I've got the same take every week. He's not on a great offense. Actually, Heineke played okay in that game. They got the win correct.
They did. 22-9.
Yeah, just Terry, what do you have, 23 yards? Not a monster day.
Yeah.
And that can happen. Any given week, Terry could, he could have some
No,
points.
I was talking Tyreek Hill.
Oh, I
No,
apologize.
Tyreek Hill.
I was talking
Terry McLaurin. No, I was talking Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek
2
Hill.
catches for 22 yards.
Yeah, Tyreek, Travis Kelce, just all of Kansas City. Everybody just flaming them that their offense is terrible, and everybody's upset as they win another game. Kansas City, they've been winning in different ways. Their defense showed up for them pretty well. My take from the game actually watching was of the 2 running backs, I thought that Williams looked better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He had some more big plays.
It looked better in the receiving game, too.
Yeah, so that's I've got Clyde. Clyde had a fine game, but I think that Williams is going to be involved going forward.
I think the upside that you thought you were getting with CEH being on the number 1 offense isn't coming to fruition.
That's 2 years in a row of it, too. You're thinking, the first year was just a rookie.
Their offense was still good last year. I mean, this is a year, obviously, they're struggling, but their offense was still very solid and very good last year, and CH still wasn't super
Their
involved.
defense just hasn't been what you hoped when you drafted those guys.
And when CH goes out, Williams seems to gain receiving work. You know what I mean?
I think Kelce is still the number 1 tight end on the year, which, it's easy to overlook their being okay as
sure.
just being terrible because you had such high hopes.
No, they've been good. They've been fine. They haven't been good for their league average again. I mean, they're still 8 to 12 on.
Worth noting that was against Denver's defense, who has been a solid defense
very good
throughout the
secondary.
year. Defense next week, Denver. If you were able to pick them up, you can play them next week because I think they have. I want to say it's the Jets or the Lions. I know it's one of the lower ranked offenses.
They have Detroit next
All right,
week.
so Detroit Lions. So fire up your Denver next week in a get-right game. Javonte to the moon.
Yeah, Teddy hasn't been looking good. I mean,
no, he really they didn't give him a lot of chances to make big plays.
I mean, he threw it 40 times.
They're all little dink and dunks. A lot of them were to Javonte, thankfully. But.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a little disappointing. Cortland Sutton, I think, since week 7 hasn't gotten over 29 yards receiving.
They just paid him. I don't know what for because
they need a quarterback.
I saw one target that stood out in my mind where they threw it to him, and I need to throw it to him more. Maybe they're just preparing for next year when big fat liar Aaron Rodgers comes to town.
You done messed up, Aaron.
So we'll see. Man. Denver just feels destined not to have a good quarterback.
I would almost agree. Should we go over some big performances from this weekend?
All right, let's do it.
How about Big George Kittle?
All right, Kittle, I believed in him.
9
I told
catches,
you, trade for him when he was
yards,
injured.
2 touchdowns.
I played him in 2 of my lineups, and I think I had him in best ball, so I had the Kittle going, and it came through big this week. Hope it can continue. I think part of it is Debo being out, so we'll see if Debo coming back kind of cuts into the giant ceiling. But
right. Justin Jefferson, 11 catches, 182 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, 1 share of Justin Jefferson. Help me beat Metzrock. So unless Metzrock has...
What does he need?
Unless Emmanuel Sanders and Nelson Aguilar combine for, I want to say, 30 or 40 points, that should be good. So,
all right. So
feel pretty safe.
Barring something crazy,
Mets,
you should be okay.
God bless you. I was terrified all week. I just stared at the lineup. I'm like, how can I get more points?
I'm so scared.
I'm so scared.
Deontay Johnson, and I checked his halftime stat line. It was like 1 catch for 6 yards. It was nothing. And then ends up with 8 for 105 and 2 touchdowns.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Ramondre, he has the ball. Oh, wrapped up.
And behind the line.
About back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah.
But last 3 weeks for Deontay, 21.5 points, 14 and 28.5. So
not
over
bad.
101 yards receiving, 95, 105. So averaging pretty much right at 100 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. So still involved, still getting 11 targets in this game, 14 last week. I think
he's the wide receiver you want to own on that team. I had a good feeling that Claypool might have a good game, but he ended up with about 6.5, so not a monster game.
He caught one 40-yard pass, and that was kind of the most of it.
So Claypool just still hasn't become what a lot of people hoped he would this year. He's had the turf toe he's battling.
Dallas Goedert, 6 catches, 105 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, because of superstar backup Gardner Minshew coming in.
Do you see the Gardner Minshew hype video from after the game with his dad?
Oh, I need to see it.
Okay, I gotta find it now.
I did see his.
If you're in the chat, I don't think anybody's watching the stream, Mike.
That's all right.
I don't think anybody's here.
We'll do it for the YouTube
I'm
crowd.
good with it.
We haven't put one up in a little
That'll
while.
help us stay a little more on top.
Again, if you do find us on YouTube and you enjoy the little taste you get from our videos up there, go ahead and find us on Twitch where we do the live show, all of our original recordings that we do to throw up on the YouTubes. Come check us out on Twitch, the Fantasy Football Addicts, and we are streaming on. Hold on, I got the Gardner video.
Looks like he's gonna fight him.
Is ready to. There you go. All right, good for Minshew.
Just super hype.
Little dad love. Okay, I thought it was going to be like a hype video that they had put together. No, it's just him.
It's just him and his
throwing
dad
out with his dad.
Yeah, but it looks like he's gonna fight him at the beginning and gets all crazy. What is this? If you haven't seen it, I'll post it in chat.
All right, it's interesting. All right, I'm good. Good for Gardner. I like Gardner Minshew as a personality.
I do too.
He was good.
Into I started him, and he came through for me with a good performance. I'm going to lose anyway, but
there you go.
The Keenan Allen news ruined my day. I did see he got placed on the COVID list.
So he has a chance to be back, right?
Is he vaccinated? I'm not.
I haven't gotten the full details of it, but it is, it's about as long a time period as you can have from one game to his next opportunity. If he is vaccinated, I think he definitely has a chance to play. If not, he still might be able. It depends also. I don't know.
Could still play week 14.
All right, that's what I thought.
So, probably still, I thought Marcy posted in the Discord that 11 players got placed on the COVID list, all testing positive.
Okay.
So that's an interesting development as well. So seems to happen always right after game day.
That's when they give him the real test.
I don't know. Monday after game day, then everybody tests positive. But you don't see a whole lot of people testing positive for COVID like on Saturday. The day
speaking
before.
of Keenan Allen, a 2-touchdown game. You don't get that out of Keenan too often.
No, it was nice. And again, I'll look up the stat while we're streaming today. But Keenan Allen's been one of the most heavily targeted receivers in the red zone. And again, it just has nothing to show for it until this week. But we'll get to his name. He's a little bit further down the list here. But yeah, Dallas Goedert, good day. T. Higgins, 9 for 138 and a touchdown.
T. Higgins is a guy I traded for in one of my leagues early in the year. I believed in T. Higgins' talent. His situation is pretty decent. Again, sadly, Jamar Chase couldn't, mirror him, but...
Yeah, today's been a lot of COVID news, NBA, NFL. I think it's just been world news. I think it's just becoming more and more widespread again. Yeah. T. Higgins' last 5 games, 11.7, 10.8, 2.5, 22, 26. So kind of going in the right direction. Again, I think just with having Jamar Chase on the roster and having still a sophomore QB, there's still going to be bumps in the road. T. Higgins, you're still going to have bust games, but again, 14 targets. I'm not turning my head at that.
He had that dip in the middle of the season where he missed time with the injury. He came back, maybe he wasn't all the way right. In the last couple of games, maybe you're seeing kind of a healthy Higgins, which I'm excited for him. He's a guy that I might target going forward next year. I like, again, a good situation with his quarterback. Offense is starting to kind of pick up some steam.
Yeah, we skipped a little Javonte, but Javonte, 102 yards rushing, 6 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
Yes, I needed it.
That's a good one.
He came through my one league that I need to win the most. I was down. I was going against Patty Mahomes, and I had Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Javonte Williams. And I was like, all right, well, at least if Pat throws it to these guys, he'll get the points, but I'll get more points. And they just did nothing. And Javonte just chipping away at the lead. Just 5-yard run, 10-yard run, like catching the backfield for 3 yards. Like, and then finally that touchdown came at the end. I was like, it was like tied at that point, and he scored that touchdown. I was like, yes!
Just busting it open.
Yes!
No, that is nice.
Oh, huge.
Bold prediction, both kickers tonight will be below a point, says Bambo.
Winning.
I'll take the over.
Plausible. Definitely plausible.
These NFL kickers they're
better than
amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
And these guys are both, Buffalo is known to have some rough weather. So,
all right, little offsides by maybe Judon here. Yep.
The mac and cheese hater. So,
JT, 32 attempts, 143 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns and a fumble. No targets in the receiving game, which. Again, I guess if you're rushing it 32 times, doesn't really matter. But
they're playing Houston.
I'd still like to see some receiving work. But yeah,
sure.
No, I
Captain Greedy over here.
All right, Breida out here with the catch. I picked up Breida in a couple spots just to have and see what happens.
Just a taste.
All
right.
Just a little taste. What was Moss and Singletary have been very ineffective. So
Zach Moss had the start of the year actually was fine. Singletary had they weren't complete garbage, but
trash.
Neither one is.
Cooper Kupp. 10 targets, 8 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. Kind of a modest game from Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, they do a lot of his routes where he's coming, laterally across the field and he gets hit with the catch. And yeah, it's interesting. You don't see more of that, where they go downfield and then kind of cut across.
And he fumbled, says Bambo. Yes, it looked like a bad handoff. I don't know whose fault it was, but he definitely never kind of really secured that ball.
Not up in here.
We'll see what happens, but I think both Mannings are rooting against the Patriots tonight. So
yeah, that sounds right.
He just slapped it in his chest, and Burrito was not ready.
I feel like they should be rooting for McCorkle, just another goofy white guy who's pocket passer and can't run. Just kind of the Manning blueprint, right?
I would agree.
All right.
Chris Godwin, 17 targets, 15 catches, 143 yards.
Outrageous.
That is wild.
Yeah, I actually, in the Discord, I don't know, did you see the lineup where the guy posted he had Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk. I think he had the Buccaneers defense and kicker. Like his whole team is just the Buccaneers.
And it works.
And it worked out for him this week. So there you go.
Godwin's been inconsistent, but still pretty solid in most of his games. So
I think most people agree Godwin's a good wide receiver with a good quarterback. It's always been just, is it going to be his day? Is it going to be Evans' day? Is it going to be Gronk day?
Again,
Can they all be good?
I think he's cut in the same kind of cloth as Calvin Ridley is. You know, they're really good number twos, but not quite number ones. You know,
I think Godwin can be a solid number one. I think he will be next year. But
I'm putting like Gallup in this category as well. I mean, I think there's a lot of guys
I think Godwin is a better wide receiver than Gallup. And again, he had that big game, that big year where he was kind of the main man when Winston was throwing him the ball for the Buccaneers.
Can't do the Manning and the guy, says Marcy. So you choose the guys, right?
Ayo.
You got to.
Happy to have you. Marcy, I thought, again, speaking of Bass we were talking about earlier, Lance Bass and his buddies on tonight, right? Doing the boy band extravaganza.
Yeah, I guess so.
I saw that. I thought my sister-in-law would be a fan. I'm sure she's watching it now, but...
I can tell B. Bakey about that. I don't think she knows.
RB Roller, who I'm taking a look at the teams for the listener league of who's going to be competitive. I'm scared of his team going forward into the playoffs. But every time we're at some like wedding or whatever, the boy band stuff comes up. He loses his mind. He loves it. He loves it. He's just a huge.
I'm into it too.
Huge NSYNC too.
I'm more of a Backstreet Boys kind of guy than an NSYNC guy.
That's not my thing.
I was never a 98 Degrees guy.
It's like if it comes on at a wedding, all right, like I'll dance. But like I'm not.
I want it that way.
No.
I want it that way. It comes on and you don't just start jamming it.
No, like I'll sing along quietly.
Tell me
why.
Not
just screaming at the top of my. All
right. Is this where we're gonna go tonight?
But a heart.
Yeah. He's showing Breida trying to take this hand off with the wide open.
Alligator arms.
Dave Montgomery, 21 rush
there
attempts,
you go.
90 yards rushing, a touchdown. The biggest takeaway here is 8 catches for 51 yards. Go. That's enormous. That is a lot. Can't wait until next Sunday night. What is it? KC, who plays next Sunday night?
Battle Royale. I'm hoping that Travis Kelce can bounce back and be relevant.
He's still been very, very good. So I don't know how much more you can get. Was it
disappointed?
It's Bears Packers next Sunday night. I guess I didn't realize that.
We should have known. We've been focusing on this week trying to get this win against Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh man,
I need it.
Fields has to come back for that game, right? You got to roll Fields out there.
Yeah. That's what we want. Give the people what they want, but also a piece of you doesn't want him to just get murdered coming back off of his injury.
No. Sony Michelle.
We can just fully make the scapegoat Andy Dalton and Nagy in that one, and that could be the end, the final nail.
Oh, here's Aguilar going off for 40 points.
But honestly, the most Bearsy thing would be for them to somehow win with Dalton and Nagy, and them to repay Dalton and Nagy and keep them. Like that would be the curse that would happen.
Don't do it. Sony Michelle, 24 rush attempts, 121 yards, a touchdown, 3 catches for 8 yards.
Let's talk about Sony. Okay. So Sony looked actually pretty decent in this game, played well. I think if Henderson comes back, we might see a little bit more of a timeshare, which is unfortunate because I have both guys, and I need it to just be one or the other. So
I don't think we're in that situation. I think everybody knows who Sony Michelle is, and I think he did great in fill-in work. But I mean, I think it's still Henderson's backfield.
I would disagree. I think that Henderson's going to cede a little bit of the work.
Okay.
Oh, Damien Harris breaks free. I've got him on some teams, but I was worried about the matchup. I had him on the bench. Hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt me, but
I think it's already haunted you because that is.
You know what the worst part about that play is that now the Buffalo Bills with Emmanuel Sanders have a chance to score. And I don't need that at all.
Take more time.
Maybe the Patriots just grind it out now.
That is a 64-yard touchdown from Damien Harris.
That's a nice one. And he looks quick on that. So it could have been Ramondre, but it was Damien.
But it wasn't.
That's all right. I got Damien. The Patriots have some tough matchups going down the road.
It looks like they're going for the 2-point conversion. No kickers. Referees' pants are blowing in the wind.
That is consistent with Bam's prediction that both kickers under 1 point. They're not even going to try the extra point.
Nope.
Maybe we get a little Ramondre 2-point conversion.
Nope. It is a Brandon Bolden 2-point conversion.
Oh, no. Why is Brandon Bolden
Yep.
Nobody wants
I can see why
Brandon
you'd be confused by
Bolden
the dreads, but that is Brandon Bolden getting it done.
Come on.
So 2 points.
Bold his way in, you could say.
And the problem now is that kind of forces Buffalo to go for 2-point conversions as well. So
all right,
that kind of sets the tone for the kickers.
Bass. Oh my gosh!
Why not just get
Damien
Foles in there?
Harris.
No, Foles, go away, Foles.
Let's see it.
Done.
I'm going to play the drop, even though
This guy, this is not my kind of guy.
we got nothing against Foles, the guy. Like we're just upset that the Bears paid him and that we couldn't trade him away. Should have traded him to the Jets. You're telling me that you couldn't trade him to the Jets instead of
I'd rather have Flacco over Foles.
Flacco
Any day of the week. One of them's, I guess they both won Super Bowls. I was going to make that comparison, but I can't.
Which one do you have to pay more just because of the contract he's on?
I mean, actually, yeah, Foles is on a higher contract.
That's the problem. The problem is the contract.
Alexander Madison, 22 rush times, 90 yards, a touchdown, 3 catches for 34.
I like it a lot.
Pretty good in fill-in work. So you got to be happy with that.
Was worrying you. The first half didn't have a lot of points.
It wasn't great.
Came through late, so wore him down.
It would be so Bearsy if Foles went out there and destroyed Green Bay. I mean, it would be.
Absolutely.
It would be. We have somebody in our league bet $50 on Damien Harris' first touchdown for
there you go.
a $615 payday.
You did it.
Great success.
That is nice by Mr. Ethan in our league.
Nice odds on that one. Another note about the Vikings game is Adam Thielen leaving. It sounds like he has a high ankle sprain. If he misses time, maybe you glance at KJ Osborne if
high
you're
ankle
desperate.
or just an ankle?
High ankle.
Okay.
The worst part of the ankle to sprain.
It is the worst.
And other guy maybe you glance at, maybe the Conklin, the poor man's Gronk. Conk, not a Gronk.
I think KJ would probably still be the guy to have.
I think both have a slightly better opportunity. Conklin because of the red zone and just Osborne because of the wide receiver targets.
I need 2 from Stevenson to take the lead,
Oh,
so you better get
piece
some
of cake.
looks.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one for show.
You're guaranteeing 2 points from Stevenson tonight?
Guaranteed. Lock it up. Ramondre's he's not gonna let you down.
Oh man, he comes through.
Oh,
that's what he does.
He's never gonna. I'm never gonna give him up. He's never gonna let you down. Ramondre 2 points.
I feel like
take it to the bank.
This and when did you hit? Oh, I guess you hit your own. But when Trevor Lawrence was doing this hair flowy commercial and the drop, it kind of
so luxurious.
Kind of worked together there.
Let's see. And Trevor, the next coming of Andrew Luck, not great so far this year.
Not exactly.
Part of a bet that I made with Nick that Daniel Jones would finish outside of the top quarterbacks. I thought we'd have Trey Lance scoring 1 million. I thought Justin Fields would be unstoppable. Trevor Lawrence was going to score 1 million.
Did you forget about rookie quarterbacks?
Zach Wilson was going to be a champion. I bought the quarterback hype, and I think I've learned my lesson this year.
And these were supposed to be the good ones. Next year we're supposed to get
these
bad
were
ones.
elite. It was going to be different.
Yeah. No, it's been. Oh, look, they can't even get the ball to stay in the tee.
And really, the guy we're watching tonight, McCorkle, probably the
best
looking
best
so
in the
far.
class so far. Yeah. Tight end premium league. My man Conk had 19.
There you
Conk
go.
is a great nickname though. I mean, of all of them, Conk. I mean, it's satisfying. It really is.
It's fun to say.
Yeah. Keenan Allen, 5 catches, 34 yards, but 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. That's more what we like to see from Keenan Allen.
Let's see if he can keep it going. If he can get back off this COVID's list.
And this is most points on the season, and that is his second fewest targets on the season. So
come on, Keenan.
More efficient than usual with the 2 tutties. Let's see, Rob.
Cancel Quidditch.
Rob Gronkowski. I was worried. I benched Hawkinson for him, and Hawk had the touchdown.
Hawk did.
And Gronk still comes through. 4 catches, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Excellent.
Still good. I like it. I'm
good.
happy with it. And
Real good.
I think we just got to keep rolling Gronk out there.
Right?
8 targets.
Oh, you get to keep rolling Gronk out there, don't you? You got to be excited if you get the old Gronk back.
Is Gronk the best waiver pickup I've had ever? I think.
No. Because you're never sure if you can play him because you got Hawkinson.
I mean, I've played him before. I mean, it's either him or Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay was a pretty good grab when I was able to sell him on the high note there.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of mine. I had Damien Williams got me the win my first year when I won the championship because I spent all my fab on him, and he went off at the end of the year for Kansas
Elijah
City.
Mitchell, I guess not.
Elijah I traded
You
for,
did trade
but
for.
I feel pretty good about my acquiring Elijah Mitchell and Michael Pittman Jr. in a trade. So,
wait, what? They gave Allen credit for that Matt Breida fumble, and now I'm negative points against you?
Oh,
And
no.
Now we're talking. I don't think it's.
God,
I don't think
please,
it's going to
no,
matter.
no.
Right?
No!
I can't remember what our matchup was at, but
Serenity now!
I'm getting no more points, and you only need 2 points from Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Dawson Knox the rest of the game. I think you'll be okay, Bambo.
feels safe.
I think you'll be okay.
I would bet the over.
Unless they just cancel the game right now.
Could happen. It's cold.
A game that you could have canceled, Lions, Minnesota, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, no, you can't cancel the Lions' glorious victory. Go Lions.
I saw also the video, I guess Jared Goff's girlfriend or fiance or whatever the relationship is, was doing a Sports Illustrated swimsuit shoot and found out about the game-winning touchdown while on shoot, and they have the whole video. But yeah, no, she was super excited. Goff was
duper.
super excited, running over, giving everybody hugs.
You would have thought they won the Super Bowl, but hey, I get it.
It was their Super Bowl.
Campbell, you feel good for Dan Campbell. He just, there's a picture of him like the day he got the job. He's got a suit, his hair's slicked up, and it's like him, week 10. And
it's
he's just
funny that they're celebrating that they'll not be remembered, because nobody will remember them for being a 1 in 16 team.
100%. You don't want to be the
You don't want to be the first
all
undefeated team or the first
winning team.
unwinning team when it switches to 17 games. But the first part where he jumped in excitement, I get it. I mean, it's hype to win your first game when you're
I don't know.
crapped on the whole time. What?
Nice. I don't know
like
if you caught the subtle undertones of that
Yeah,
statement.
no.
That's all right. All right. We
Good for
support.
them.
Yeah, go Lions, I guess.
Antonio-
hope they never win again.
Antonio Gibson, 88 yards rushing,
Right. I
5
think
catches for 23 yards and a touchdown.
Antonio might be.
That's the biggest thing. 5 catches for 23 yards and a
all
touchdown.
right. So establishing a name for himself on a team that has no name.
And that's back-to-back weeks with a lot
Ron's
of
just
lot of
picking him out
passing.
of a hat.
So, Josh Jacobs.
The real problem here is that he caught 9 balls.
52 yards rushing and a touchdown and 9 catches
all right.
for
52
38.
rushing yards and a touchdown is very Josh Jacobs' stat line, but,
But
Kenyon Drake.
9 catches.
Part of the reason I made the bet against Josh Jacobs was that
man.
Kenyon Drake was there to catch all the balls.
I've been trying to tell you.
And he was ruining him. Josh Jacobs has not been good, but
What do you
Kenyon Drake
mean? Have you looked at Josh Jacobs' stat line? It's been good.
That's not good.
This is since week 5. 14.7, 14.7, 14.3, 11.5, 6.1, 8.6, not great. 18.2, 19.5. You get 2 down weeks against Cincinnati and Kansas City, which one of them, are they, just one of those is interdivision. It's
Interesting
fine.
how I like David
It's
Montgomery and you like Josh Jacobs, and they're the same guy.
No,
and then we
no,
hate
no.
the other one.
No, Josh Jacobs is a little bit better than Dave Montgomery.
I don't know.
Not a lot
They're
better.
if you just look at their stats this year,
I agree. They're similar
they're on a
players.
similar trajectory. They're drafted from the same draft class.
Behind bad old lines.
There's a lot of
I get it.
similarities, a lot of parity.
I'm not completely disagreeing with that assumption. I almost made the same assumption when we talked about it yesterday, and I tried to avoid it because I didn't want this to come.
But there are some glaring similarities, and both guys fine running backs, but it just speaks.
The thing
to their
about Josh
class.
Jacobs is he's done it 2 years in a row. We've only seen really 1 year of solid David Montgomery. Sogo, welcome in. How are you? What?
Okay, just I don't know the smiley face.
It's his own. It's his own.
The
email.
Sogo smile.
I watched Sogo play a couple games the other night. I can't remember what game were you playing, Sogo. I can't even remember. Metal Gear Solid, I think.
Oh, all right.
I've never played before. Who'd have thought the Texans would be eliminated from playoff contention before the Lions?
Probably a safe. It's not like
They're all pretty bad.
High hopes for either of those teams.
Yeah. Any consideration with Peyton Barber? 0.
Nope.
Not interested. And really, I'm just more excited for Josh Jacobs the rest of the season, and I have him in a lot of places. So
Peyton Barber, I think Jalen Richard, was he on the COVID list this week? Peyton Barber is now on the Raiders, so he kind of becomes the handcuff. But he had that one good game, and then they all wised up, and Gruden took off, and they realized, he's probably not that good. That might have got
that hits
just,
him. That hits him.
The littlest bit of the top bar of
that hit his face mask. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely went a different direction. A little ricochet.
Oh, is that N'Keal Harry too? Oh, N'Keal just
That's why you don't have him on the team.
Just misery every time.
Again, we've had pretty good luck with CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
If N'Keal Harry wasn't a first-round draft pick, there's no chance he'd be on a team.
No. There's no way that doesn't hit his face mask right.
It very much looks like the one angle that I saw, that it just barely catches, again, that top part of the face mask.
It definitely deflects.
Unfortunate.
Metal Gear Solid 3. I mean, one of the top 5 best games ever. I have not played that.
I had a buddy in high school that was a big fan, so he made me watch him play a couple times.
Okay.
That's fine.
I enjoyed it. I watched for a little while. Leonard Fournette, 13 rush attempts, 44 yards, 7 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown. A lot of passing work from our running backs this week. I think the stat is Leonard Fournette is leading the league in receptions by the running back.
Okay.
So
it's interesting. Wouldn't have been my bet at the start of the year.
No, not at all.
You would have traded Tony Jones if you'd done that. Oh, devastating. Yeah,
Still upset about it.
I get it.
I'm still upset.
Oh, I made a mistake.
I'm also upset Mike Evans had 99 yards receiving, and you get like a 3-point 100-yard bonus in that league, and I didn't get it. That makes me sad. Devonta Freeman did make me sad, though. 52 yards rushing, a touchdown, and 5 catches for 45 yards. Devonta Freeman, sneaky, pretty good
next
lately.
guy, Gabe Davis.
Thank you, Gabe Davis. Honestly, at the beginning of the year, I was really worried about Gabe Davis. He wasn't getting any playing time. Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders looked really good. And Davis was just buried. And we've seen in the last 3 or 4 games, they're utilizing Gabe Davis more and more and more. And for some reason, Josh Allen looks his way in the red zone. I mean, often he looks at Gabe Davis, and I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I have several shares.
No, I would, in Dynasty, if you could acquire Gabe Davis, if the owner didn't know who he's got, Nick's got him. So my chances of buying him for cheap or not, Nick's the biggest Gabe Davis
Not
fan.
cheap, but you can get him for...
I wouldn't pay Nick's prices, but... Again, if you had somebody, Gabe Davis hasn't had the full-on breakout as of yet. You could probably still get him in most leagues.
Really, next year is kind of the telling year. And
100%, because Emmanuel Sanders probably gone.
Bass with the extra point.
All right, Bass does have a point. It's happening.
Oh, man. I have Knox and Folk. My opponent has Bills defense and Bourne. He's winning by 5 points. I don't love your chances.
You got to hope for the Knox, TD. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to let Folk kick at all.
As long as it's not Emmanuel Sanders. Give Knox 7 touchdowns.
Whatever happened to Gio? Nothing. I mean, he gets like 1 or 2 catches a week, and that's it.
That is correct. He has not been heavily used.
No.
And Keyshawn Vaughn, if you drafted him in your rookie draft in the first round, what a horrible mistake you have made. I'm so sorry that happened, and better luck
next year's the year.
Maybe.
Probably not. Here's the thing: if the Buccaneers cut bait with Ronald Jones and sign Leonard Fournette for a couple-year extension, I'm drafting Leonard Fournette next year. I mean, I feel okay about it.
They could go ahead and pick up a new running back. It wouldn't surprise me if they drafted one, but it'll be interesting to see because this team is basically a whole bunch of people on a 1 more year contract type of thing. So if they win the Super Bowl, maybe all those guys do a similar kind of team-friendly deal, try and make another run. But
as long as Brady's there, I'm okay with whatever running back is there. That's my
Keyshawn Vaughn?
Sure. I honestly don't care what the name is. If you're going to give him enough work every week, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Oh, speaking of no-namers who usually get work, Myles Gaskin with a sad game. So
this was the off game though, or
this was supposed to be the good. So he broke the trend when he went good game, and now I think it was supposed to be good and went bad.
I agree with you. Too risky. Start Io DeSumo and sit LeBron James. 100%. Do you know who Io is?
He's a basketball player.
For who?
I don't know, the Bulls.
The Bulls. The Bulls.
I know Melo, and
I think we got him in the second round of this last draft, and he's been pretty solid.
I was in the car. Usually I listen to the different fantasy football podcasts when I'm in the car, but I was just going a short distance, so I didn't plug my phone in. ended up turning on the score of the local news, and they were playing the Bulls, and I hadn't heard the intro music in a long time.
It's nice.
Still, a little bit of goosebumps from the Jordan era. Yeah, it really does.
The man in the middle.
Oh, like I said, it's interesting how quick you go back.
Oh, for sure.
Now the Bulls are actually good too. So a couple of times they tried to play it when the Bulls were bad. It was just like, no, I'm not here for this. But now
tomorrow is COVID. I don't think I knew that actually, Bambo.
Oh, everybody.
Not a Bulls fan, but I'm big on DeRozan. Everybody was like, "Oh, Bulls got DeRozan, cool." I'm like, the Bulls got DeRozan. Like, Bulls never have nice things, and DeMar
it looks
DeRozan
like they're trying. Like, they've just been biding their time.
He is enjoyable to watch. I will say that. ATL Cargo, Javonte Williams. Yes, Javonte came through. We've been waiting 13 weeks for it to finally happen.
I traded for him in week 5, and now it all. In the league where he came through and got me back and put me up in the game that I desperately need to win was the one where I traded for him forever ago. I traded Zach Moss for Javonte, and it just maybe the happiest I've been in a fantasy, especially because it was late and I needed it.
Yeah, I saw somebody else tweet today. They're like, "Yeah, all the 1-11 owners with Javonte, real happy about his breakout."
And now the real question is can we keep Melvin Gordon completely away from the field?
Can somebody go tire iron his shin? A little Tanya Harding.
This is Ramondre, right?
That's Ramondre.
All right, that's 1 point.
It's got to be right.
Ramondre with the 10-point rumble bumble stumble.
Oh yeah.
My guy.
You can tell because he took it for 10 yards. That's what he does. Stevenson, there's 1 point for you. There's one. We only need you 10 more yards the rest of the game. I think
guaranteed.
I picked up Davis in best ball and then dropped him. Yep. Nick really is the biggest fan. I like Gabe Davis. I like Gabe Davis because Josh Allen likes Gabe Davis.
There's a lot of guys will make a point of hating just because the other guy likes. I like Gabe Davis too. He is a guy who he's just a red zone weapon and. Looks good out there.
What a snag.
He had one game at the end of last year where he was just toe dragging, sideline to sideline. And, he looks like a real football player.
For sure. DeRozan came from the Spurs. I am a Spurs fan. The Spurs are, again, it's a team that gets it done, and it's not pretty. At least that's how it has always been with Tim Duncan and Robinson and all the old guys. I like watching the Spurs, and I like anybody that beats LeBron James in the Heat. So...
never mind. I was trying to remember. San Antonio was that
is where the Spurs are.
Was the announcer that did and there's a long fly ball.
No, that's Cincinnati.
Okay.
That's the Cincinnati Reds.
Gotcha.
Nope, that's a different one.
Okay.
Gigi and Nick have officially won unless Josh Allen throws 3 picks and fumbles twice more. I would say that's unlikely to happen.
It's windy though.
It is cold. GG's. I think I'm still going to make it in the playoffs, and that's all I need to happen as long as Dalvin Cook comes back and Calvin Ridley comes back and DeAndre Swift comes back.
All right, maybe Swift. That was a depressing list.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, no, Calvin, I was reading up trying to find anything, and it doesn't look good.
Again, this is why I don't play. This is why I don't like redraft as much as Dynasty, because I feel like you can prepare more for this in Dynasty with deeper benches. But with redraft, like in my other team, I got A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry on IR. Like,
can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
It is hard.
It is. It is
hard.
My team going into this year looked great. It looked unstoppable. I had Christian McCaffrey. I had Calvin Ridley ready for the breakout number 1. I had just, it just a shambles.
Your team is good for not the reasons you started the year.
No, my team is good because I made a lot of depth plays that worked out. Like my James Conner, I bought him low. That's been working out. I bought Elijah Mitchell and Michael Pittman Jr. low. That saved me. And like the guys I paid for, Dalvin Cook, not good. Aaron Jones hopefully comes back and is good, but you don't feel good at all if you got him.
I was just thinking about today how grateful I am. I saw a Zeke thread, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I sold Zeke. And then I saw an Aaron Jones, and I'm like, I'm so glad I sold Aaron Jones when I did.
You done messed up, A.A. Ron.
So if he comes back and looks great for the end of the year, at least they'll be able to recover some value. But
right. Does Saquon have an opt-out next season? I think after next season is when his opt-out is. So I think he's got one more year where he's for sure the starter, and then I think it's ambiguous after that.
Hard to start when you're hurt all the time. But
this league is officially my worst now. The league I started 0-7 is now 5-8. Hey, turn around. Do you have any shot at making the playoffs? Because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Definitely. No, my one team in the family league put up the highest score of the week, and I think that I will be unable to make the playoffs even if I win out.
So in our one redraft league, the guy with the best team has been talking a lot of crap. I will say, talking a lot of crap. And
talk about you, Brandon.
Yeah,
let's go, Brandon.
You know who you are. My team has been in despair since King Henry left.
Oh, pit of despair.
Since
dilly.
AJ Brown went on IR, since Allen Robinson decided he didn't want to get the ball thrown his way. So I'm getting it done this week with Freeman, with Sony Michelle, and with Josh Jacobs. And it feels good.
Good to be a champion? Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, it feels good to be a champion.
I traded for Tom Brady, put up 45 points for me.
Finally a quarterback comes through.
I'm just going to destroy him. This guy's going to be, 10-3, and 2 of the losses are to me.
There are actually a number of leagues that I have the highest score except for Nick this week. I think there's 2 or 3 where our teams, just the guys we liked, are coming through this week.
Again, and that's without our best players. So I'm happy with how things have gone despite some terrible luck.
Probably my best move of the year has been buying into Elijah Mitchell when I did, spending all my fab to acquire him, trading for him.
It was a big commitment. You made a big commitment on him.
Apparently, let's talk about Elijah real quick, though, because he's in that game, goes down, goes to the tent, gets checked for concussion, comes back into the game, continues to play, and is now in the concussion protocol. So it's rare that we heard,
and maybe had a headache later on.
Yeah, it's rare that we hear that situation going on. But hopefully he passes through the concussion protocol. If he misses next week and he comes back for the finals, okay. But that was Bolden again.
That was Bolden.
Bolden similar with the CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to need you to get a haircut so that I can stop mistaking you for the guy that I actually want to be scoring fantasy points.
Oh, man. Would really like to see him with Buffalo. They'd fit so well. I can see Barkley in Buffalo. I mean, that would make sense. Buffalo, the thing is, they really like to run just right down the middle, and their guys just can't get that done. So Saquon can.
It's kind of rare that we see like a second-year rookie running back who got drafted by a team traded, but a guy who... If you could buy low on Trey Sermon in a dynasty league right now, if he could find himself on another team, I don't know the odds of that happening, but
I don't think he needs to necessarily be on a different team. Here's the thing. If Eli Mitchell misses like 5 weeks because of a MCL strain or something like that, and Sermon comes in and puts up good numbers, I don't think it's a guarantee Mitchell gets his job back. I mean, they've shown to ride the hot hand, and if it's good, they keep going.
Part of Sermon's problem is that he doesn't have the speed that these other guys have had. That was another part of the reason I bought Mitchell as being the guy who could take over the backfield, is because he has better speed. Sermon's a little bit more of a bruiser, a plotter type of guy, and had a good college career, had a good resume, had hype before the NFL draft, but he just doesn't get the edge like they want to do on a lot of their
players.
He's
got decent breakaway speed, but not initial burst.
Yeah, which is interesting that they made him a priority and went and drafted him, because he does. He doesn't seem to fit it like some of the other guys.
I think he can still fit into that offense.
It'd be interesting. But he's another one that, like, if let's say you hear some kind of trade, Trey Sermon goes for blah, 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 or whatever. If he lands on another team, I like his. Well,
here's the thing, too. A lot of times, fourth-round receiver or running backs, we're not very interested in because it's too late.
Third round or fourth round?
I think it was fourth.
Okay.
It might be late third. I could be incorrect on that. But even still, those are usually not the running backs you really want to go after. It's because he was on the 49ers that we were so interested. Jared says Ayuk should have got more targets. Ayuk had 6 targets, 3 catches, 55 yards.
And one of them he had the catch and it was overturned. That would have been another 40-yard reception. So
okay, that would have put him over 10 points.
You would have felt better if he got that one.
You definitely thought without Debo he'd be okay.
Yes.
He got you 7 points. It's not the worst.
It became the George Kittle show, and Ayuk still.
He got his same amount of targets, though. He's been getting between 6, 7, 8 targets. So
he's usable, but I was in on Ayuk this week. I thought he'd have a monster game and get all the work with Debo out. Maybe they design him some plays, and they did not scheme it up for him to be the guy.
All right, there's folk with a field goal.
All right, so the kickers
are
over.
out getting it done. I'm so glad I traded Dalvin for Cordero and 2 players. That might turn out really nicely for you.
Or it could all fall apart right at the end.
That's it. It very well could.
Cordero Cordero's been good.
None the listener, I blame the lack of IR spots. This Banjo, get out of
here.
Right?
Nobody, devastating.
It's a crutch. My best trade was Russ and AJ Brown before the injuries for Herbert and Keenan stack. I do like the Herbert Keenan stack. That is nice.
So I'm trying to remember exactly what I gave up for Pittman and Elijah Mitchell. I think I gave up a second and Terrace Marshall in Dynasty, and I feel good about it.
I honestly haven't made any trades. I don't think I've made any trades during the season besides giving up next year's
value. I made
value.
a lot of trades. I traded away Calvin Ridley for a bag of chips, and I might win.
And he ate the bag of chips already.
There you go. Delicious. No, I traded away Calvin for 2 seconds and Bryan Edwards. Bryan Edwards had a couple catches, but I was hoping that if Ruggs went out, maybe Edwards could emerge as being a thing. And it just hasn't happened.
My good trades have been in the offseason when I traded away Curtis Samuel and I traded for Matt Stafford. The Matt Stafford trade is actually
working out. It's really saving you,
and I've been pretty good at picking the right quarterback. So that has been a challenge, but it's been very helpful to have 2 guys that you can plug in there and have some good performances. But
I'm on playoffs in the money league. Keenan got the COVID. Again, he might clear it and be back for the game.
And again, week 14. This is the last week. Let's talk about this for a second. It's the last week of the regular season in most leagues. Coming up week 14. So. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, there's probably one league I'll need the win to get into the playoffs. It's only a 4-person playoff. And that one I looked ahead, and my opponent, guy that's been doing good for him, he is the first place team I'm going against. But the Colts are on bye, and Jonathan Taylor's not going to be on his team. Okay. So I might have timed it up just right to get this win.
Nice.
Yeah, the listener league I'm in, the Dynasty League should be in. So,
what's your thoughts on throwing matchups to help your playoff seeding?
I would say that I feel like that's within the rules. I feel like that's fair because it's still you trying to help your team. My cautionary tale, though, is I've seen multiple times when a team will do this and it just completely blows up in their face.
So I was on Reddit it's a bad karma move. It's
you
do it
a little bit.
It may work out for you. You might get that better matchup, and then you'll lose. It's just bad juju.
It seems, again, and I'd have to go back and I don't have real stats. Maybe it's just you notice it more, you feel it more. But there have been times that teams have done that, and then it is just like that team that they let through. Just their team just blows up right at the same
time. In the same vein, though, the number 1 team in the regular season in our redraft league hasn't won the championship for 6 or 7 straight years now.
I like to hear that.
I think that's just how the playoffs are in general. I mean, it's still a week-to-week crapshoot. I probably shouldn't beat Brandon this week in our redraft league, but I'm going to smash him. Fantasy has a lot of ebbs and flows, and you have 3 weeks of playoff. A lot can happen in 3 weeks of playoff football.
Mama Sogo didn't raise no dropper. All right, there you go. Oh, here, let me see if I can. I got to find my Herm here.
You play to win the game.
There you go.
Let's see. 4 straight primetime games for the Packers. They get everything. Again, they're on the commissioner's Christmas card list. That's just
so pocket. 21st year of Friends Yahoo League. Number 1 seed has never won.
Never.
That seems impossible.
That's impressive.
That seems just statistically outrageous.
How many teams make the playoffs in that league, Pocket? Of the 12, I'm guessing it's 12.
All right. Just realized they moved the Packers-Ravens game from 1 to 4. All right. Probably need
Is that prime time?
Give Aaron some time to ice his toe.
So 6 of the 12. Gotcha. So that is even more impressive that you have, it's a 10-man league. But still, I think the playoffs would still be the first the top 2 seeds would get buys, I'm guessing. So a number 1 seed hasn't won the championship with a first round bye is even more.
Yeah,
more
it sounds like a little bit of an obvious tip, but one of my good tips for fantasy, a thing that I have quickly learned and have done every year, is you have to plan for the playoffs. You can't just have a great team and then all of a sudden you've got. That's part of why I traded Christian away when I did, is because he had a bad set of matchups at the end of the year. Those matchups matter at the end of the year. Everybody's health matters. I like to have the handcuffs ready to go on some of the high upside handcuffs so that when a guy goes down, you can plug that next one in. Also, I try to save some fab for the end, and just a lot of teams that just give up, they're out of it. So the waivers, you think, oh man, I have the 5th waiver priority. There's no way I'm getting this guy. And then all of a sudden,
you get that guy.
Like I have Alexander Madison. That just happened to me. I want to say, like the 5th waiver priority in the work league, where guys, half are not paying attention. Some of them, they all actually really work really hard, so they can't just be at the waivers on Wednesday. They're doing moves before the game on the day of. And Alexander Madison falls in my lap, and I play him, and it's going to make the difference if Emmanuel Sanders, God curse his soul, just doesn't score anything.
Oh, man. Ask Montgomery if end of year matchups matter. They do. They do for Dave Montgomery, especially last year. I'm going to be 12-1 after this week and already locked up the number 1 seed with points for the listener league. We'll see if you can hold on to it. I mean, I don't even know. What's the best teams in? Your team and Pocket's team probably the best 2 in the listener league?
We are the 1 and 2 as far as the rankings. However, if you look at RB Roller's team, let me read it off for you.
You better hold on to that seed then, Pocket.
He is
break the trend.
RB Roller, my buddy from college, NIU. Go Huskies, MAC champions, winning the MAC. Let me pull up his team because I was glancing, and it's got a bunch of guys that could peak at exactly the right time.
I think if my team was healthy, it'd be the best team. But
that's 90% of teams. If Derrick Henry was still playing, he'd probably be a good running back.
He'd for sure be a good running back.
I think he'd be good. He was playing
every time
so
I think
well.
about it, it makes me sad.
Oh, just me beating Mets, 99% chance to win. I'm curious how he's going to pull this out.
You have to pick up defenses hella early too. Yeah, I've already kind of picked up
like a week before usually. So here is RB Roller's team. He's got Kyler Murray, Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson, the glaring weak spot, Mike Williams, who did just have 14.5 points in our league.
Trash.
T. Higgins, Hunter Henry, who had 0 points so far. So, the tight end might weigh him down. And then he's got Mike Evans, Bass with his 1 big point tonight. Kansas City Chiefs defense put up 17 in our league.
Yep.
And he the
Buccaneers
bought into the narrative that T.Y. Hilton's good against Houston. He played T.Y. who had 3.2, but I
don't hear a ton of great pieces on
the big pieces were the running backs. I think Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson, if they just go off right at the end with Kyler's got good matchups. That's the part that I was the most scared of. T. Higgins also playing well. Mike Evans good. But again, it's not unbeatable, but
poopy pants. I need Josh Allen and KJ Osborne to be bad tonight.
Osborne's on the Vikings, right?
Wait,
is that right?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, whether K Osborne.
If it's KJ Osborne, he should get 0 points tonight.
Yes, but he already had points yesterday. I'm leading my fantasy by 113 to 87 right now. I think you're safe. I mean, Josh Allen, I don't think he's going to put up another 26 points the rest of the game.
Fairly deep into the second. Let's check. How many points Josh Allen has?
Skip says, I think the wind will keep Allen down. I'm in agreement.
Yep. The wind, the weather. Ramondre with 2.4 points in my half PPR league.
There you go, 2 points.
He did
so
it. We guaranteed it.
Kendrick Bourne.
You're welcome.
Gotcha.
Kendrick. I should have known that. Yeah. That's a rookie mistake on my end.
It's because KJ Osborne is so close. It's just
I just should have known that that's what he meant.
We got there.
We apologize. Kendrick Bourne.
I can see getting a few points tonight. I don't think they're going to throw the ball that much in this game. They've already shown a propensity to want to run the ball. So
yeah, they're up. Just keep
Kickers
running
are
the
kicking,
rock.
so they must not be too worried.
Kickers be kicking.
Mack Jones has attempted 1 pass tonight, and Josh Allen has attempted 7, and there's only 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, your big worry is that Josh Allen turns into a running back because he's the best runner on that team and just scampers all over.
How dare you talk poorly of Matt Breida like that?
Matt who?
Yes. All right. Josh Allen using his wheels to lose 6 yards on the play.
Oh, that's not how you become a champion.
No, that's not what you wanted. Jonnu Smith is the only Patriots receiver with the ball.
He needs Josh Allen to be bad tonight, and we did it. Again, just delivering for you.
All right, let's go through the last big performance this week. James Conner, 75 yards rushing, 2 receptions, 36 yards, and another touchdown.
Great.
Another touchdown.
A pleasant surprise.
Miles Sanders, 24 rush attempts, 120 yards, 3 catches for 22. Injured.
So we'll see if Miles Sanders, keep an eye on his status. He might be out next week, and if he is, the Eagles.
No Eagles.
That's probably what I'll go with. But some of their running backs are coming through.
Elijah Moore, 12 targets, 6 catches, 77 yards, a touchdown, and Zach Wilson didn't look the worst.
Yeah, Zach Wilson had some fine points. He's got good matchups going forward, and the Corey Davis experiment continues. He's hurt again. So Elijah Moore should have a good opportunity. I still
rest of the season too.
Weary of Jets, but you could do worse than Elijah Moore.
Russell Gage, 11 catches for 130 yards and a fumble.
It's just tough to trust Russell Gage, and he's capable. This is probably the ceiling minus the fumble.
2 games in a row, 7. Actually, here's the last 4 games: 8 targets, 3 targets, 8 targets, 7 targets, 12 targets.
All right, so he's kind of become what you hoped, and you're probably got a sour taste in your mouth for when you started him. Right after you picked him up and he let you down.
Carolina, 49ers, Detroit, Buffalo, New Orleans. Not a great set of games here.
New Orleans has actually fallen off a lot against teams, but that's week 18.
Yeah, week 18. So you can start him.
Detroit's the only matchup you want to play him.
Yeah, I'd be okay against Carolina.
I'm probably out on Russell Gage, but if you're desperate,
I get it.
He's getting some targets.
All right, and that's it for your Boomers this week. Lions got their first win yesterday. My team has them next week.
All right.
Was it the Broncos that play them? Yes, Broncos play Detroit.
Yes.
Congrats on the win. I mean, it was a hard fought battle, and the come from behind win with the. It's always nice to see the game go down to the last play of the game, and Goff got it done.
It's good drama. It's exciting.
Yeah, Broncos. That's what I thought. I can't believe Knox dropped that.
All right,
not great.
Should we bless the Broncos? Should I get my team drop in here?
Might as well.
So I'm going to be firing up the Denver defense. So
Let's go. Let's go. Broncos. Broncos. Let's go, Broncos. Broncos.
Let's go.
Gotcha. So you're a Broncos fan, yeah. What's the deal? Is Teddy Bridgewater going to be the quarterback for you guys next year?
Oh, no chance, right?
No chance?
No, they're going to be.
I'll give it a 15% chance.
I don't feel like you pay Cortland Sutton if Teddy's going to be your quarterback. I think that was a preemptive move to lock him up so they can bring in a guy who's going to air it out.
They draft a guy or sign a guy?
They sign a guy.
Okay.
And if odds on right now, if you had to bet where Aaron Rodgers was going to end up, Denver's probably in the top 3 conversation for trying to net big fat liar Aaron Rodgers and his COVID toe.
Knox has stone cold hands tonight. 2 balls completely in his hands and dropped. I've been trying to tell you, Knox sucks.
Knox has been good,
fine,
but
just not my guy.
If he doesn't catch a touchdown, then he does.
That's the thing. He's only getting 3 or 4, catches a game. So if he doesn't get a touchdown, you're not happy.
He's a touchdown-dependent tight end that gets touchdowns. So there's a lot of those. There's Hunter Henry's like that. Dawson Knox is like that. I'm trying to think of another if you had to throw a third guy in that mix, but they're just not getting high volume. They're not really getting the wide
Drew Lock
receiver
will make
side.
a comeback, says Skip. Oof. Probably not.
But maybe.
He had so much potential. Aaron isn't leaving because we were winning it all, Bambo. Packers aren't going to win it all.
You got bamboozled.
NFC Championship game, they'll lose, like always.
Hard pass.
It is what it
Hard
is.
pass.
It has been written. Pat said the win against him in the first quarter, it's blowing 30 to 50 miles an hour. Yeah, no, it is definitely blustery out there. So they're down one in the second quarter. So hopefully on this next drive, they'll get some running room.
So this is Edelman tweeting, Bill running the Navy offense tonight.
There
you got the Navy face mask
on.
All right.
Why not?
Hey.
So go Freiermuth. Freiermuth didn't have a great game if I was looking at it correctly beforehand.
Yeah, Freiermuth, he's gotten some touchdowns, but he's getting more involved in that offense. He had a couple receptions that looked good.
3 catches for 26 yards.
Not a great game.
No.
The catches he did make were
Again,
good catches.
He was coming off, 4 out of the last 5 games he's had a touchdown. So, one of his down weeks for sure. But that, again, interdivision against Baltimore, it's tough to play there. It is, obviously it was at home, but it's tough to play against interdivision games.
Oh, we got this officially already? No Danny Dimes. Jake Fromm going to start for the Giants?
That is the report.
Where'd you get that from?
No, that was on Sleeper this morning.
Uh-oh.
So Danny Dimes just needs to miss like 3 more games, and I'll be in the clear, and the bet is off.
You should just wipe my Jacobs debt when he gets it because it's trending that way.
No.
Danny Dimes.
Hey, a bet's a bet, Mike. We got to follow.
I feel like I was right on both players.
You're Josh Jacobs. What do you mean?
Josh Jacobs has the potential to finish strong.
Oh, he's gonna be good.
He's been okay.
How mad you'll be watching the Super Bowl and seeing COVID toe Aaron run the table. It's not going to happen, Packer.
He's going to be limping the table because that toe is so swollen. I don't know. It could happen, but maybe Aaron Jones comes back and has a monster fantasy finish for me.
Not going to happen.
Probably not.
Rodgers won't go anywhere unless it's the AFC because that conference is booty, says Jers. I don't necessarily know that for sure.
I think he's going to go.
He'll go to the best situation.
He'll go to a good situation where they're going to pay him.
Yeah. Not even pay him. Yes, that'll be part of it, but something where they've got all the pieces in place, a decent line. Honestly, he could go to the freaking Colts next year for all I know.
Yeah, no, it could be. So landing spots that would be good for a veteran quarterback, the Colts, the Steelers, Denver, Seattle.
49ers.
49ers have Trey Lance.
But they could trade away Trey Lance in a package to get Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
it's not impossible that would happen. That would be one of the more shocking things. But then there's a couple quarterbacks floating around that could be Aaron, also Russ, Deshaun, if we figure out Deshaun's whole situation. I thought there was one more kind of name like that, but it's escaping me right now.
Someone's forgetting we have the current MVP. I mean, the current MVP that you didn't even know if he was going to play this year, until about a week before.
Yeah, Aaron hates Green Bay. Like, we can all agree that he just absolutely hates Green Bay and everyone there. It just feels that way. I don't know for sure. It's just my opinion.
Love the Monday Night Football graphic department. Are you watching the Manning cast? Because that's what we're watching now. Cheers, Zadarius, Bakhtiari, all rumored to come back soon.
Bakhtiari makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Jair's good.
Honestly, he's not going anywhere with a better situation in defense. I disagree. I mean, Aaron Jones is, I think, going to be fairly injury prone here going forward.
So the big thing would be like if he
contract situation.
If you bring Devontae with him,
that would be the thing. If you're going to bring Devontae,
a massive trade package.
Well, I think if he goes to a different team, I think that team automatically can start drawing some different type of people on better situations for them.
Well, again, Denver's got a good situation. He's got Jerry Jeudy's a good, second year player. Cortland Sutton, who he's obviously playing poorly for fantasy right now, but he's a good wide receiver. Decent offensive line, good rookie running back. Solid, top level defense. Right. That's a good, but it's a similar situation with the other places that I named. So the Steelers right now, if they get a couple offensive linemen in the draft and grab him, they've got a rookie, a good rookie running back. They've got solid wide receivers. What was the other one I said? Seattle's probably not going to be.
That's not a great situation because I still think Russ is good. I just think
I don't know if Russ is going to stay there is all, but
I don't think he will.
That's probably not in the mix. What was the third one I said? It was the Steelers and I don't know.
49ers?
No, not that was one that you said. Oh, there's one more
great one.
That's right in that mix. Indy was the one.
Indy was a good one.
Indy, solid offensive line, good young running back.
Honestly, if you put Aaron Rodgers on Indy,
Jr.
they got to be pretty close to the Super Bowl favorites.
I like my Pittman Jr. stonks.
Sure.
I could deal with that.
For sure.
I have been trying to acquire some of the wide receivers, the good young wide receivers on these teams in hopes that a good quarterback does land there.
If he comes back, we'll pay to franchise tag him.
A toe tag?
I think he'll just sit out then. Here's the thing. I think if Rodgers is going to put up a fuss, then it just makes more sense for the Packers to go ahead and trade him, save the contract money, and you can reload on a lot of talent.
The thing that makes me think he'll be out the most is that they specifically seem to restructure his deal this year at his behest for the event of trading him.
Does Rodgers want to play indoors? I don't know if that's his determining factor. I feel like
he's been fine outdoors.
I think if anything, one of his advantages is playing outdoors. I I said franchise tag. What? I don't know. Toe tag.
That was my
toe tag. Either way.
Tua equals toe tag.
Tua equals toe tag. Why would you leave the better line, better RB, the better RB or wide receiver one, and better defense go wear blue and orange? He's not Peyton Manning. Again,
or is he? One Super Bowl team that was always close, but just couldn't get over the hump. He might be a much, much, much less likable Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And it hurts me to say because I'm Peyton Manning and Nick's Eli. Anyways.
Again, if Devontae says he wants to leave and Rodgers says he wants to leave, I think they're going to grant both of them what they want because
Devontae less so, I think.
I don't know that. I mean, if you get rid of Rodgers, you're pretty much starting over anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. A package deal would be a blockbuster, but you don't see that happen.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think it'd be a package deal. I think if anything, you would just you might see like an OBJ situation or just a straight up trade to a different roster. I don't think Adams necessarily follows Rodgers. I don't think that's a guarantee or a done deal.
Yeah, I think it would be. I'd put it in like the 10%.
Yeah, I would say very unlikely. Rodgers and Devontae to the Raiders. Again, Carr's not that bad. It's.
I think that the Raiders haven't made the playoffs since he started playing there.
Because of him?
Partially.
I think it's because of the same thing that gets a lot of teams. Subpar defense and no offensive line.
When was the last time the Raiders made the playoffs? 2002?
I don't know. Does it matter?
It matters a little bit.
Are we talking about fantasy football here?
I don't know. We've talked about this before. Like the teams with good quarterbacks seem to make the playoffs. And the teams with bad quarterbacks seem to not.
Did Deshaun Watson make the playoffs, throwing for 5,000 yards? No.
Did he make the playoffs once? I thought Deshaun had one playoff.
He made the playoffs once, but I mean, the last 2 years he threw for 4,500 and 5,000 yards and didn't make the playoffs.
If he stayed with the team as long as Carr had stayed with the team, he would be in the playoffs.
I don't know. They were like the third worst team in the league with him.
The Texans have been an awfully managed team.
2016, they made the wild card.
Okay. I thought it was later.
And the other year, Carr was on not a Hall of Fame, MVP pace, and then got hurt and was out the rest of the season with back injury or
just
something.
like a loser quarterback would do.
But yeah, so they lost to the Texans. That was probably the year.
You blew it!
That was Deshaun Watson's rookie year, I think.
There you
wasn't
go.
it?
Glad we dove into that.
Yeah.
Mariota better than Carr? No. We found the line. Mariota also is not a good quarterback.
Carr's still, again, a top 15 quarterback in the league. There's
by what measure? Like by what measure? Just
all of them. Skill.
What is he for fantasy right now? What is he?
Not for fantasy. That is not fantasy.
Just wins,
just a skill category. If you took the Colts, right? If you took the Colts and ran a 17 game season, I think Carr would be somewhere between the 14 to 16 range as far as quarterbacks go on that team.
Maybe.
I'd say that would be an ideal situation.
I was listening to some stats about Carson Wentz, and he's been good, but he's just they're averaging, roughly 20 to 25 passing attempts a game. Like they're just not throwing the ball. So although Wentz has been fine with the Colts, they're just a low passing volume offense.
Yeah, but that's because you have Carson Wentz as the quarterback.
Marcy just wanted to say Mariota.
I think she did.
What a play on words.
Yeah.
You did it.
They made the playoffs a few years ago and Carr got hurt the first game. Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, my car broke down.
At least Mariota doesn't break down like Carr. Hey, now. I think Mariota does break down.
Hold on, we got to read through Bam's dissertation.
Right, I'll let you read it.
I got to vet it before I read it out loud. Okay. Or should I just go? I'll just send it. Read this, he says. Listen here, okay? If we go out and win the Super Bowl, Aaron will get his contract restructured again to fit his needs and the team's cap space, and that restructure will clear up some money to give Devontae a contract. But with that happening, that will most likely be the end of the Za'Darius in Green Bay. And then when he leaves, Jair on his 5-year option accepted by the team on his rookie deal. Here's the thing. You'd be better off as a franchise trading those guys away for the world than keeping them and trying to win one more time.
Here's the thing.
The right move for your franchise would be to trade Devontae and Aaron if you could get something.
I don't think you're going to win anyway. If you're going to win in a year, this would be the year because Kansas City isn't the same. and Tom Brady's a year older.
Honestly, the smartest thing that the Packers could have done is when Shanahan called him up this year and was like, hey, are you shopping Rodgers? And they're like, no, we don't even want to take your call. They should have just got Trey Lance and started the rebuild.
But here's the thing: if they would have done that, they owe Aaron Rodgers a lot of money and
they could have made it part of the transaction.
No, part of it doesn't stay. Part of it is dead cap space that is owned by the team.
Yeah.
But after this year, it costs them not very
Depends
much.
on if you're looking at a 1-2 year window, if you're looking at a 10-year window.
Yeah. Holy wall of text, Batman. Yeah, on the screen it shows up as a lot of text. Would Carr use blue eyeshadow on the Colts? I don't know.
It's black eyeshadow. It's always been black eyeshadow. It'll always be black eyeshadow.
Pittsburgh makes the most sense for Rodgers, in my opinion. Weapons are there. Good D. Rodgers plays out of the pocket so much a bad O-line won't matter as much. Even with the COVID, though, again, I think the Steelers need an offensive line. That's what they need. Again, but if Roethlisberger's out there just yeeting the ball 35
really
times
did
a game, I guess it's
nail
fine.
it. We just do hate Green Bay. But
We
hey,
do. Oh, yeah,
you know
I mean,
what?
Yeah.
We got Packer fans in the chat.
That's what we're supposed to do.
We appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the show.
If we like Green Bay, you wouldn't be here.
I love cheese. I love cheese.
We're Bears fans.
Well, what am I reading? Is this a book?
Does a bear hate cheese in the woods?
He redeemed his own channel points to do that. Yeah, it was at the My Guy No Reply on the Green Bay Packers.
Absolutely. That was his My Guy
Yeah.
No Reply. So we should send him the points.
I'm interested to see who's going to be the new QB for the Steelers because they announced that Big Ben is retiring.
Oh, Marcy hitting you with
Yeah.
the Discord there. So hop in. You can always chat with all of us.
For sure.
Just tell Marcy she's the best.
Yeah, Big Ben's last year should have been last year.
That makes sense.
But, I mean...
But his last year is this year.
It is. Which is good for Deontay Johnson for fantasy. But, again, that team's obviously not doing anything with him as quarterback.
Yeah, but they're probably not doing anything with... Their situation going forward is not good.
No. Unless they get Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Live, welcome in. How are you?
There was that moment where Tomlin and Rodgers in their game, Rodgers
just winking at each other,
just smiling, just giggling, staring longingly at each other.
See you soon.
Oh, buddy.
Maybe it's just maybe we're just trying to wish into existence that Rodgers leaves the division, but I think I'll say it's 70-30 that he's leaving. That's what I'll say.
Oh, so is it? How are we pronouncing? Is it Jairs?
Jairs? Yeah, that's what I want.
All right. So he says that he's gonna go to the Christmas game and just watch this last hurrah.
Yeah,
good for you. I hope you have a good time.
The last dance, Wonder how far player power will go in NCAA and NFL. Will players ever demand a list of teams they won't go to?
Pocket's calling it like you did for 49ers. I'm sorry. He's saying Jordan Love. Jordan Love, didn't look good in his appearance, but who knows? It would be just the Bears' luck that Jordan Love does come out and is great.
Please don't.
Please don't.
I don't even want to say those words. Nick Foles is poopy pants. Nick Foles is brutal. I think we're already seeing it now with the contracts and the teams. We saw it with Odell Beckham Jr. just this season. Again, the NBA
it's becoming
at another
slightly more NBA-esque where the players can just kind of make their demands and hold teams hostage.
I almost think that's good.
Don't like it.
That's good for fantasy football. It's good for what we do. It's bad for your NFL teams and your organizations. That's what it's bad for. Unless you're the one that they choose. Like Tom Brady leaves and all of a sudden he calls Edelman to show up. Edelman turned him down. Gronk shows up and signs a
story that you heard? Interesting.
That's what they were talking about.
Okay. I missed that little part.
Yeah. No, Edelman said in the broadcast that
I heard his "I'm a one-team man" quote, but
actually I think it was Edelman on the JJ Redick show. I think is what it was.
Okay.
And he said that Brady called him and he said no, I'm not leaving the Patriots. So.
All right,
but
there you go.
But that's what kind of happens. Gronk unretires and shows up, and everybody signs less deals on their contract to stick around for another year, try win another Super Bowl. I mean, it is more of the NBA mold. But yes, I don't think players will ever be able to say, "Oh, I'm going to that team. That's what it's going to be." But it's definitely moving in that direction. I'm 12-1 this week, Jordan Live. That's a lot of leagues. If you're 12-1,
very nice, very impressive.
Or you're 12-1 after this week because that is a great record of 12-1. I I don't even like seeing Nick Foles' name in the chat.
Okay.
Makes me angry. Tomlin trading for another controversial QB, Watson, to use in crappy O-lines anyway. Watson doesn't need to run as much. He's quick, and is that Damien Harris going to the locker room?
He was going to the locker room.
A little early?
Yeah, it's the half, so I don't know. I didn't get the context on that, but I saw the same thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Here's the problem. So if Harris goes out, again, your mind, like mine, jumps to, hey, Ramondre, superstar, greatest running back of all time, the next franchise. Tough strength of schedule for the Patriots going forward. So I think they have Buffalo again. They've got just not great matchups. If Ramondre, though, can just pick up some steam, become a thing at the end of this year, I don't even want to read the words, but like, do I just flip Ramondre for the world off the hype at the end of the year?
I still don't think you could get that much for Ramondre.
Fourth round, it would have to be he comes out and puts up like
the rest of the
three
season.
end of season against tough matchup, high scoring games. I like Ramondre, though, young running back who I've liked this whole time through the scouting process. It depends on the offer. I'd shop Ramondre, my guy, but.
Do we think Mack Jones is afraid of Billy B all game so far? I've only seen him run to McDaniels. And Poopy San says he runs to the offensive coordinator. Yeah, I think I'm more in agreement with Poopy Pants. I think he's just going to the offensive coordinator. I think Bill Belichick just likes to just grunt into the microphone all game. I think that's all he does.
Just, let's see. What if I got to find my...
We're on to Cincinnati.
There it is. The classic Belichick grunt. On to Cincinnati.
Breaking my balls here.
All right, so that ends the half, and as expected, the Patriots are up 11-7.
There you go.
Interesting.
A slugfest. How many points does Emmanuel Sanders have?
Almost none. Let's go over the stats.
I think it's none, but let's see. I haven't heard his name come up. I'm still winning this one. Let's see what the projection. I'm a 94% chance to win. Emmanuel Sanders with 0.2 points.
There you go.
And that's just super. How did he get those points?
One catch for -3 yards.
Awesome.
That's
just awesome. Emmanuel, don't do anything.
Could use some Zach Moss explosion.
Okay, so here's an update on Damien Harris.
Did you start him?
Damien Harris was suspended from this game. Or I'm sorry, never mind. Deontay Harris. I was looking at D. Harris. I thought perhaps Damien had gotten some fight that we missed and he got kicked out. No, so this is Deontay Harris, the wide receiver for the Saints, who just is the reason I needed the Javonte points to beat the guy who's last in the league because he had the big touchdown.
What about him?
3-game suspension now is official. He
So
appealed a suspension from the end of November, but was unsuccessful, and now has to miss the next 3 games.
Well, that doesn't really help. After
you have Deontay Harris?
I do in best ball.
Interesting.
Yep. Okay. He's one of the reasons I'm going to win this week. Ethan talked a lot of crap this week about beating my team in best ball. I'm going to smoke him.
Yep. No problem. I am beating Ethan in Dynasty pretty handily. And I said, my Dynasty team, I think you might be the only one that outscored me in the Dynasty. Or maybe not even.
I think you outscored me.
All right. My Dynasty team, it finally came together. And guess who wasn't there? No Aaron Jones. No Dalvin Cook. Like, we don't even need you. Just get out of the way and let my Alexander Madison stocks soar to the moon. Oh.
Is Bill Belichick heating up the football so the Pats want what, like a rooster just sitting on the egg?
Jordan Live, he says, how y'all doing? Is this Jordan Love? Like,
I don't. Do we have Jordan Love and Derrick Henry?
He just gets an alert when his name is mentioned in any chat room. And now Jordan Love, backup for the Green Bay Packers, like, what's up, guys?
I'm here.
You guys excited for me next year?
Mac Jones does give damaged choir boy vibes, though.
Just kidding, Live.
So Mac Jones, I was watching again the Kurt Warner little, QB breakdown thing, and giving Mac Jones a lot of credit for staying poised in the pocket. And actually, it was a Brett Coleman video. That's who it was.
Still,
and give him credit for just sticking in the pocket, throwing the ball.
My favorite description of Mac Jones is he's like Captain America in the movie before he gets the super soldier serum. Just like
I'm here.
Yeah, just an unjacked looking kind of. He does. He looks like he's a soldier from like World War II. Just a very, I don't know.
Why did Josh Allen get charged with a fumble when Breida is the one who dropped the rock? Again, it's if the ball was never transferred, then Breida never had possession. So if Breida never had possession, the fumble goes on who had the ball beforehand. So That's why.
He handed off too hard.
Yeah, it was Breeda's fault, yes, but this isn't like, in baseball when you charge the air to somebody, it's based on possession. So Josh Allen possessed the football, and nobody else possessed it before it was fumbled. So that's
good
why.
explanation.
Yep, there you go. Total BS, right in the breadbasket. Oh, yeah, no, it was a great handoff, and Breida just had a little too much space and didn't get the jaws right,
Alligator arms.
Yeah.
So are the Bucs cutting Antonio Brown? I have not heard any word of that happening.
No, I did see the meme. It's like, right when they signed him, any mistake and he's gone. He's out of here. And it's now, we'll see what happens.
Well, he came out and he played well for the little bit that he was in. He's probably got to miss those games for healing up anyways. So,
yeah, no, I think they'll hold him. I think this whole thing will blow over with his situation.
Oh, yeah.
For better or worse.
He'll serve a suspension, and then I think very much that'll be the end of it.
Got 3 best ball teams in top 2 places, but they're limping in without running backs. Again, it's tough right now because, again, I have running backs. I started Sony Michelle and, Devonta Freeman. But next week, they may not be big guys, So just because you have running backs this week or don't have running backs this week doesn't mean you will or won't.
Hoping Elijah Mitchell can clear this concussion protocol.
I know.
So prayers for Elijah.
Well, the thing, you never have confidence either. Your running back always has, COVID concerns or a concussion protocol or an injured hammy, and it's just like you never feel comfortable with your situation. In fact, if we're talking about best trades, my best trade may be trading for Cordero Patterson in Dynasty.
Yeah,
just to have extra insurance. Didn't Mack Jones also get the fumble? I don't think Mack Jones was charged with a fumble.
This is another just little thing. So we
did not lose the fumble, so no.
We do the Discord. If you're not familiar with the Discord, we'll post the link and you can hop in there. It's just a big chat room where we talk about football. And I had all these people throughout the beginning of the year that's like, hey, I've got, these 2 really good running backs. And I've got this third one that I'm not using. Should I trade him away for this guy? And I kept giving the advice, you're going to want running back depth. You're going to want to have these running backs. Running backs get hurt all the time. Just because you have Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey right now, you're going to want to have some more running backs. You're going to want the handcuffs. You're going to want to, I have benches. So let me tell you, the one league that I am in right now, trying to win tonight to probably solidify my place I got to win this weekend, next week to be in the playoffs. But let me tell you my bench right now.
Let's hear it.
My bench consists of James Robinson, Damien Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, Sony Michelle, Michael Carter. I just fill it up.
You might not get 2 of the bunch.
Just fill it up with running backs. And James Robinson this week, luckily I put on the bench, but hopefully I can use him going forward. Maybe Damien Harris gets out and Ramondre can be trustworthy. Sony Michelle had I just have 1,000 running backs on my bench because it's way, way harder to find running backs than wide receivers to plug and play.
3rd and 4, New England 31. Matt Jones recovered fumble for no gain. Yeah, but in our league, unless the fumble is lost, it doesn't count against the player. So, and I feel like
that's not true of every league.
No, I am in a league where they do charge you for the fumble. Let's see here. How y'all doing? Good, Jordan Live. How are you doing? What do you think about the waiver wire this week? We were just about to get into the
waiver wire. Let's hit it real quick.
KJ Osborne, any interest?
Yeah, if Thielen's going to miss time, KJ Osborne is a guy you can play.
7 targets, 92% played, 4 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. So I think you could flex him, but
may see similar numbers. So that's about what I would project for him.
Jake Fromm from the Giants. And if you're playing super flex, then sure, but otherwise no. Rubber Ducky, welcome in. Only 1 pass from New England. Wow, I've never seen that before. It's again when the weather's like it is, it does happen, and they're leading. They only need to run it. They're basically taking a page out of the Colts playbook right now. Samaje Perine with Mixon a little banged up.
But Perine is another guy that if you're just desperate for running backs right now, maybe let's say you're going to make the playoffs, but your running backs have just gone down. You got nobody. He's a good guy to throw on your bench and then hope for we don't want to say you're hoping for an injury.
I think also part of this is a lot of Mixon owners saying, "Hey, we're preparing for the playoffs. I don't need these extra depth guys on my bench now that are hopefully going to break out.
Yeah.
I'm just taking the handcuffs."
So I agree. That's a smart ad.
Yeah, I agree. Russell Gage, we talked about before. He's been getting targeted, 54% owned. If you're hurting for a flex player, you could do worse than Russell Gage.
I would play next week KJ Osborne if if Thielen's out over Russell. But.
I would not. I don't think.
Tough matchup.
Yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown, high in the pickup list this week, obviously after a 12
the
target
hero,
game.
The savior of the Lions with the game-winning touchdown. I liked Amon-Ra in the scouting process. Hated that he went to the Lions.
Plays the Broncos next week.
I think he's a solid number 2 style running or wide receiver more than a lead man, but
I'm leaving him there.
He's getting some
on
targets.
the waivers.
Yeah, it's a good dart throw. He's a guy who should be on the field at least.
Oh, Ricky Seals-Jones.
So with Logan Thomas, I heard the report that he had torn his ACL out for the season. I heard a new report that they took another scan. It didn't look as bad. He will definitely miss at least this next week. So Ricky Seals-Jones becomes a decent play while he's out.
Kendrick Bourne, obviously, in this game has no points so far. But
another guy that we didn't talk about that you were a little higher on than me is Renfro, the tight end for the Raiders. Comes out and only gets about 3. Or I'm sorry.
Yes.
Renfro is great.
Yes.
The wide
Renfro's
receiver.
Great. Foster Moreau,
the tight end, kind of letting people down a little bit. So let's say Waller is now day-to-day. I think he'll play next week. Hopefully it takes away all of Josh Jacobs' targets. But let's say that, do you go back to the Fosters?
Yeah, he had 1 catch for 34 yards on 3 targets. So it wasn't like we saw last time when Waller was out against Philly.
And he had 1 big carry, I guess.
Yes. No, it was, what do you mean, 1 big
Is
carry?
that not right?
It was a catch. Yeah, one catch for 34 yards.
Yard per carry. Is that
what? Yards per catch.
Oh, I got you. I was looking at the wrong line.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so when Waller was out last time against Philly,
I didn't know all that, so I'm sorry.
6 catches for 6 touchdown.
We got Blux Dragon 9 with the follow. Thanks for the follow. If you're watching and you haven't hit that follow yet, now is the time. If you don't know us, we are the Fantasy Football Addicts, talking everything fantasy football. I'm Mike. This is Nick. We're here for you. Hit that follow. Feels so good.
What was that? I don't think
it's like come on and follow.
No, that is something else. No, you can't do that. You can't do that on stream. Mike, you can't do that on stream.
1 glizzy, please.
Not the glizzy talking.
Back to it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Rubber Ducky with that weather forecast for us. Definitely windy.
Rubber Ducky, thank you for that.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
For sure. Blue Dragon, what's going on? What's up with you? We're good. Just
Rubber
watching
Ducky.
this.
If you want to be our weather update man, hit that follow, and we'd be happy. The job is.
We
open.
need a weather guy.
I would love somebody to just pop in with the weather updates. There it is, Rubber Ducky. You got the job. Nice.
All right, a couple other.
Here you go. Here's with this prediction.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
All right.
Oh, we got a towel drop.
There you go. That's the new weatherman drop.
But yeah, Ricky Seals-Jones, I think you can probably start him with Logan Thomas being out if you're hurting for tight end. But I don't know who you'd be starting now that got hurt that you couldn't play. I guess if you're starting Logan Thomas,
that would be
Ricky Seals-Jones
exactly the right example.
Sony Michelle is on the list. He's already 70% rostered.
Yeah, the problem is just Henderson, his injury sounds like he will probably be back next week. If he misses again, fire up your Sony. But if both are playing, I know hopefully you listened to the show when we were playing or talking before the game, kind of let you know that the update was that Henderson was going to be active, but likely only an emergency situation. I know you heard a couple people with the 0. Didn't even get a touch, did he? Did he see the field at all? Anyways.
No, Henderson did not.
So 0 points.
He was there as an emergency.
However, that doesn't mean next week if he's healthy, it's going to be the same situation. They'll get him going again, and he's ready to come back and play.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Broke a big touchdown, but they don't like Kenny G that much.
They don't, but 5 catches for 33 yards. That is...
If Miles Sanders misses time and you're desperate, you can take a chance on Gainwell or Boston Scott, who also got a 0-point game. So it's hard to go back to Boston after the 0, but it'd be very Eagles-y for him to... I think he's had an illness and he wasn't quite over it, is the story. So if he's back...
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell, 4 targets last week, 5 targets this week. Started the year with a long stretch of receiving options.
I know.
I don't love it with a bye week coming up next. But again, if you're really hurting for running back and Sanders misses out on some time, I think you could pivot there.
All right, so are the Bears going to pay Mack? So I'm assuming
Corn
we're
cobs
talking
in my
about
butt. Welcome in. How are you? Hello to you.
A fine name.
Yes.
Are they going to pay Khalil Mack? Probably not. I think they'll probably trade away Khalil.
I think we could still have him for a couple more years.
My shirt's sake, but
yeah. Chat, what's your favorite NFL team? Let us know who your favorite NFL team. We want to weed out all the Packer fans while we can.
Corn Cob, how you get that nickname?
Yeah. So the Bears are going to pay. Yeah, no. No.
Back in college.
Rubber Ducky's a Vikings fan. Man, we just are really covering the NFC North pretty well.
We had one Lions fan for a hot second, and then they just left.
And they've
never been back again.
Yep. I think it was, again, somebody was making meme accounts early on, and I think that was part of them. I missed the 85.
Don't we all, brother? My gosh.
So
back
do
in
we
my
all.
day.
Screw the Packers. That's something we can get behind.
There you go. Finally. All right, you're gonna get the Viking drop for that. Here you go. All right, Jordan with Bucks.
Did
Broncos.
somebody say AJ Green?
Battlestar Galactica. AJ Green, take a drink. If you're new to the show, that's
cheers.
our fun little drinking game.
Yeah. Whatever you're drinking, water, soda, whatever you got.
This is probably the last year we'll ever talk about him, so we'll have to find a new character to feature.
I think he plays again.
Everybody hates the Bear. All right. This is a good time. This is a good show.
All the Packer fans are not here right now.
Who knew we needed Vikings and Lions fans so bad?
Come together.
Oh, God.
Man.
It's a good feeling.
Were the Bears sending him, though, back to the Raiders or someplace else?
Let's see. What would be a good landing spot for Khalil Mack? What's a team that's competitive
Do the
right
Rams
now?
have any picks left? That'd be the one. They'll take them for.
They don't have any picks, but
they'll have
trying to
first
think
in
of
a
somebody
year or
with
two.
draft capital, like Miami Dolphins or somebody. Their team could use a
How
solid,
about the Cowboys or the or the
Good
Bengals?
fit.
I'd like
Cowboys
to see them.
defense actually doing pretty well. Micah Parsons, the rookie
Parsons, really
linebacker, showing up for him.
Yep. I think Michael Parsons also didn't play last year, sitting out for COVID.
Opt out? Okay.
I think it's even more surprising that he's doing so well.
Oh, Marcy's here. All right. The resident Packer fan.
Poopy Pants Panthers fan. So what's the deal? Is Cam Newton gonna keep starting? What's going on here? And also, if you haven't followed, you're hanging out. If you've been here for more than 20 seconds,
absolutely,
we need 2 followers to get to 600. So
let's do it.
Let's do it. Why
it
not?
could be you.
It could be fun. It could be fun.
They're just like Bears fans.
Broncos and Seahawks. Man, Broncos and Seahawks would be. I guess the Seahawks have won the Super Bowl in the last decade, so you got to be happy.
I already
about
played
that.
the Broncos drop. We got one. Where's the Panthers fan? I missed it.
Right here, Poopy Pants.
All right, Poopy, this for you.
And why is that the Panthers one again? Why not?
Carolina Panthers. It makes sense.
Does he say Panther in the song?
Carolina.
What about it?
They're the Carolina Panthers. The song is North Carolina, come on and rise up.
I must have glossed over that.
You're
part.
focusing on the take your shirt off part, which can be any team.
I am. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was a Bills drop for a second.
Oh, no. The Bills drop is...
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
There you go.
And the Florida drop?
Oh, we have fun. The Florida drop, I think I'm going to have to graduate it to the Gardner Minshew drop.
Okay.
Florida man finds World War II grenade, places it in his truck, and drives to Taco Bell.
So
if you want that,
although he's not in Florida anymore.
How can you not follow a channel that has these drops?
Feels like Gardner. You're not getting those on
You're not
on
getting
CBS
those everywhere.
Sports.
No, you're not. The Vikes had the Packers QB was
all right. Rubber Ducky with the Gale Sayers, Walter Payton.
The Vikings did the best when they had the Packers QB.
The glorious day.
Favre, man. He was something else.
Favre.
We need another William Perry run the ball. Too big.
Heavy set.
Too big. I feel like Panthers would be a perfect fit for Mack alongside Brian Burns. And to shore up the pass rush would help the secondary with Gilmore. I agree. I think it would be a very, very good defense. And then you just need an offense and a running back,
So have you heard any news at all on Sam Darnold? Is it just full dead to us? We don't ever want to see him play again?
I'm pretty sure he's just getting the Josh Rosen treatment from here on out.
The Roo Poo, 33.
We got a lot of poos out here.
33, my high school basketball number, by the way.
Tillman fan?
Doubled it to 66 when I played
Walter
football in high
and
school.
Emmett. Two good options. Gale Sayers and Walter Payton, the best. Oh man, if we're
Walter
talking
had style.
we're talking two best, rushers or of the ball. Because if so, I'm into it.
Gale just too short of a career to really know the full scope of what he could have been.
Give me Jamal Charles and LaDainian Tomlinson.
Derrick Henry. It's Derrick Henry for me.
That's because
the recency bias.
This is your era. Right now.
Is still just if you look at the list of running back stats, is still just popping up at the top.
You can't pick an all timer from this year, Mike.
I'm picking him.
You can't do it.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
PD Pablo's from NC. Who's P.D. Pablo? Is that the one who sings the song?
A musician, yeah. So there you go. Okay. I don't know much about the background of some of these plug and play songs.
Jim McMahon was a mediocre QB, but good enough. That's what he was. He was good enough.
Just in the line of Bears quarterbacks, like good enough.
One of our better
stands
ones.
atop the mountain. But maybe Justin Fields is the new
Barry Sanders.
savior.
Barry Sanders, another good choice. Henry, the new Bo. He's got to play another sport to be the new Bo, but
the pace he was on, again, if his foot hadn't gotten injured, but it's a big if, obviously. But coming off of what's been his third 2,000 rushing yard season,
that is pretty impressive.
And he just again, if you were starting a team and you're like, all right, you get any healthy running back in their prime.
And here's the thing:
Derrick Henry.
Also doing it in an era where you're throwing the ball more than ever, you know, and running the ball less and less. So I think it's even more impressive. OJ and Barry Sanders, easy.
Yeah, okay. OJ maybe tarnished his reputation a little afterwards, but great running back.
I don't know, OJ pre-murder. I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know that
it's
OJ.
Just murder for us.
Exactly. We only know the glove doesn't fit OJ. We don't know pre that OJ is the
There's
problem.
a Chappelle skit where he shakes OJ's hand and somebody after OJ leaves like, how could you shake hands with that murderer? He's like, that murderer rushed for over however many yards.
Man. When Gil Sayers ran the ball, the pads were not as good. Just think of the equipment they had. Yeah, no, and you can go back even further, and it gets worse and worse and worse. But yeah, no, you definitely get hurt.
Hey, OJ was never convicted.
Allegedly.
Maybe in a civil.
Allegedly.
In a civil court.
Allegedly. But in a court of public opinion.
I just was watching The Tiger King 2. I don't know if anybody is a Tiger King fan. If you probably saw the first one during the lockdowns, but
what'd you delete, Marcy?
I saw it. It was innocuous. But anyways, there's a moment where I believe it's OJ weighing in on Carol Baskin, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, she definitely murdered her spouse." Like, OJ weighing in on the spouse murder was just chef's kiss.
The best part
irony
is OJ writing a book. If I would have done it, that's.
And then he just says how he did it.
That's the best. How do you get away with that?
And then goes to jail for stealing back his own
stuff. Yeah,
it's an absurd tale.
Oh man, we need to hear a movie about this.
Baker's
commercials.
We appreciate Baker's.
That's a great username.
All right, we are one away from the 600 mark.
No, I think that is 600.
Is that it?
Welcome.
Oh, the ticker didn't update for me. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Invite your friends. Maybe we can get to 1,000. There it is. The ticker went up. Please nobody leaves so we don't go back to $5.99.
Baker's commercials.
We want to move forward, and also join the Discord. I don't know if Marcy's posted the Discord link in the last 30 seconds, but she'll do it. How are you, Baker's commercial? What's going on? And how do you feel about Baker Mayfield? Because I don't feel good about him. I've watched enough TikToks to know it was OJ's son. Oh, is that the conspiracy theory now? I don't know about this theory.
Maybe.
Look at this. Ramondre just grinding for first downs.
Ramondre the Giant.
And Harris not running the ball right now.
I haven't played my Cleveland drop in a while, so I gotta hit it to remember what. Oh, we got the Baker's commercials. So in honor of Baker,
fun times in Cleveland again.
Yes. And also, while we got the Baker, I got another one for you here. Maybe Baker's in the kitchen baking biscuits.
Big Mama's handing out biscuits, baby.
All right. Nobody had mentioned Mitch Trubisky, so we had to work it in.
There's a reason because he's not mentionable.
Did you know that Mitchell Trubisky has 2 negative point games this year?
Mitchell Trubisky does? I believe it.
Unbelievable.
I believe it. Rubber Ducky, y'all some funny people in here. Thank you. We don't get told that very often, so it's definitely nice to hear. No Harris to start the second half, says Pocket. That is the note, is he is not taking a carry, so I'm guessing he is questionable and maybe ruled out for the game. I haven't gotten any sleeper updates.
An update on exactly what's going. He hasn't been marked out on the Yahoo or anything.
Did he kneel for negative 2 yards to close out a game? No.
Right,
I think he kneeled for a
Damien
couple
Harris
interceptions
exits late in the second with a pulled hammy. So I've been there.
This is the best.
The dreaded hammy.
This is the best rush I've seen by Ramondre.
The Giant.
Again, for such a big guy, watch this move. If they show it, and it's going to get called back. And it's going to get
he's
called
had a couple big runs run back.
I thought for sure he was down and he was just going to crumple like he gets it done.
Are unfamiliar with the legend of Ramondre the Giant. Ramondre Stevenson taken in the 4th round by the New England Patriots. He's a rookie running back, lit it up in the preseason, and a personal favorite of mine. So,
and can I get in on this? I want in on this too.
Nick jumped on the bandwagon. I'll give Nick credit.
I'm here.
Usually, again, he'll just be the contrarian and hate any take I have, but he also owns Ramondre in best ball, and we're here for it. We're ready. We're going to get a solid just 2 quarters of all Ramondre.
Please.
I've never been more excited for anything.
Again, maybe our best call of the season, but 2 weeks ago when Ramondre blew up, we were telling
Start your Ramondre. It's happening.
That might have been our one correct call all year, but it was worth it.
I guaranteed you the 2 points, and here you are. You're going to have so much more.
Ramondre's a wannabe Kareem Hunt. I mean,
Ramondre is like, I'm trying to think of a good comp to him.
Okay.
He runs, he's got good hips, he's got good movement.
True.
He's able to twist his body in such a way that he gets through the hole.
He's more elusive than you'd expect.
But he's a big-bodied guy. He's got good hands. People have tried to compare him to LeGarrette Blount, but he's, again, he's just a good athlete. He doesn't have burner speed, but he still had some big breakaway plays. I like him a lot.
Browns Nation, stand up while I'm sitting because we were dead last. You flew too close to the sun at the beginning of the season. It was going so well.
They're last by like a game, if you know.
And then everybody's dad started posting online. And
Browns
just got wild,
It happens. Yeah, really the problem, just Baker getting all banged up. Maybe he's got more potential than what you're seeing from him this year because he looks like he is put together with duct tape.
Baker's commercials. Do the Browns re-sign Baker Mayfield to a long-term deal?
A great question.
That's what we need to answer.
I could see them not, but the Browns, like the Bears, have had so many bad quarterbacks that a decent quarterback looks
but you don't want
like
you don't want a Jared Goff situation on your hands. That's a good team, good offensive line, good defensive line.
I mean, you
need some receivers and a quarterback.
You shop around, you see what's out there, and if you can't find something better, you sign him to like a 1-year deal.
I think they have him for next year already, so I think they'll keep him next year, and then the year after, I think they cut bait. I don't know, to be honest. We will have to see. I think next year is a make or break for him. I think you draft some receivers this year and get him some talent because OBJ obviously didn't want to be there, and Jarvis Landry I think is on his way out. So draft a couple receivers or sign a couple receivers and see what he's got. Give him a fair shake the whole season. He's got the same offensive coordinator now for a couple years, so let's see what you have. And if it's bad still, then I think you cut bait. So can you give us 5 minutes of play-by-play? There's not enough action in this game for play-by-play. If you want to see the play-by-play,
I'll give you the Ramondre updates as he just rushes.
We do on
right now. We have a Patriots punting. So the punter's at the 10.
Yep. As far as they're just not just throwing interceptions instead of punting in this weather, but
punts up and
so
return man signals poison, rolls to the 40.
Signals poison? Is that what it is?
Poison. That's what our team yelled. I don't know if anybody else played football. Do you have a code word when the ball is up and you need to clear out so it doesn't hit you in the back? And
I think that's the first time I ever heard that.
Poison.
But yeah, no, this game has been pretty slow because of the weather, pretty much. Hopefully seeing a large dose of Ramondre. But if you want to see us talk a lot about play-by-play, Sundays, we're on at 11, and we give you pretty much a fantasy play-by-play through the first afternoon.
It's less
games.
of a game play-by-play and more of a kind of a red zone for fantasy football. So we'll give you the guys
I don't know who
that
just followed us on Twitter, but thank you. If you just joined us today and you followed us on Twitter, awesome. That's a great idea. Thank you. Much appreciated. Ramondre's want to be Kareem. Like, Kareem Hunt's just a really good running back. I just hope Ramondre is as good as Kareem Hunt is.
Probably not. But again, I love him as just a running back who is fun to watch. He picks up good chunks. He usually finds the end zone. So very possible that Ramondre gets a touchdown in this game.
I bet you don't have good hips, Khalil Mack guy.
I don't have great hips. I was a wrestler. I did jiu-jitsu. So back in the day, I did, when I was in college, I could put my foot behind my head. Fun fact. Can't do it anymore.
I don't believe it.
I could do it.
I don't believe it. What did B. Bakey say in here? I hope Rubber Ducky and Poopy Pants make more and more comments on here so I can hear Nick keep saying Rubber Ducky and Poopy Pants.
Well, we both have small children, so that is in our vocabulary.
What about the Rupu? We got a lot of excrement-related usernames in here, and that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Kill was our word.
Okay.
Gotcha. I like the animated dancing bird emote here.
I think kill is another call for defenses, or was it Peyton Manning that would do the kill? So I know that there are some NFL teams that use kill, but I don't think they use it for the same the get away from the ball and the kick.
Also, I saw a receiver last night. I can't remember who it was. Do the throat slash.
No flag.
I don't think there was no flag. It was to the camera, but I wonder if they could still find.
I heard speculation that the refs got a little bit of all right, we're going to calm down the taunting calls. Okay. Because again, the feedback has been largely negative.
Right.
Just these teams getting, and it's usually big situations like that one Bears game where the guy was just looking at the bench. That was probably the most egregious one. And from then on, I think we've seen a little bit more lenience.
Yeah. I said kill, I think, like you referenced, is more related to, hey, we're killing that play and we're going to our secondary play call. But personally, I would like to send Jarvis to a good team, mainly because I love him and want to see the best for him. So send him to the Colts, Green Bay, or Dallas, and Gallup will be gone. I could see that. I don't know that him and Gallup necessarily play the same role. But honestly, if Chris Godwin goes to another team, I could see Landry almost taking the Chris Godwin role with the Buccaneers.
And again, it sounds very much like Gallup will be a free agent. One scenario that hasn't been talked about a lot is I think they have an out in Amari Cooper's contract, who has been.
My call is I think they were going to trade Amari Cooper this year, and they haven't done it because their team I think is better than expected.
But if they move on from him, they may re-sign Gallup, which would be an interesting turn of events. And without Amari there, you like Gallup. He just had, I think, 14 points in the last game in a PPR. So that was with Amari in, but limited to a certain extent. So Gallup's a good player.
That's Emmanuel Sanders with a 19-yard reception, Mike. Are you getting
a
little
worried? I don't like that.
I think I need like one more catch from Diggs for short yardage. How are you guys liking Fields? I don't know.
Fields,
I'm a little worried.
At least.
Oh, no, you got to catch that, Diggs. That is a long toss.
Fields looks the part. He looks like he's got potential. He's shown some flashes. He's just a real quarterback prospect. And the Bears, outside of maybe if you want to consider Mitch for a little bit of time, there was some hope. But it just feels like he has the potential to be a good quarterback. He has good poise.
He's made great plays.
Good arm talent, good speed.
But far enough in between that you still are concerned. I want to see the Fields that we saw in the Steelers game more often. That's what I want. Dirtiest corner ever is on Manningcast. Aqib
Talib, huh?
He was good with the Broncos for a long time.
Yeah, he really was. I don't remember specific dirty Aqib Talib plays.
Yeah,
but.
I don't either. But I remember there being a lot of controversy over him. Poopy Pants LeGarrette Blount burned me so much. LeGarrette Blount was of another era too.
The battering ram.
Yeah. I think he had 18 touchdowns that year with the Patriots. I mean, in the year before, he didn't play at all. You know, it's classic Patriots. They don't know what they're doing, and by the time you figure it out, you're already too late.
The other thing that leads you to believe that actually Bill kind of likes Ramondre and that the staff is into him. Like, I can't remember. I had Damien Harris as a rookie, and he played like 2 snaps.
Yeah.
And they actually traded away Sony Michelle, most people believe, largely because of the talent that they saw from Ramondre in the preseason.
Right. Look at Josh Allen with a stiff
And he has
arm.
been involved. And the dive there, just the statuesque reaching dive.
I like it. That's the quarterback you want.
And he's dead. His arm looks a little, I don't know,
a little banged up.
He's holding the towel holder in front there.
Yeah,
wincing a little bit.
He's fine.
Is he?
He's got to put on a little show.
I don't know.
You're so quick to call injury.
Oh,
come on. Trying to get that first. Yeah,
no problem. It's probably just banged his elbow. It'd be fine.
If you did that, no, you'd be in the hospital if you did that. But biggest bust ever, Sanchez or Reggie Bush. I mean, Mark Sanchez took the Jets to multiple playoffs, so I don't think it could be Mark Sanchez.
Bush also.
Reggie Bush, okay. He was mediocre for the Saints, and then it was just okay for the Lions.
He was I believe the last 100-yard rusher before Swift for the Lions.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
The butt fumble, that's just, you don't get past that, you know. Sanchez is always going to be the butt fumble. I don't think of the butt
fumble as that iconic.
I think of the butt fumble.
I feel like it happens more often than
Sanchez's legacy.
Oh, yeah. Look at that play. Josh Allen just getting it done. Well, you guys never seen Talib and Crabtree's brawls and Talib snatching his chain? I didn't realize it was Talib snatching his chain, but the Crabtree fights have been awesome. I like Crabtree.
Don't wear a chain out there.
Yeah, goes nuts on people.
We had in high school my buddy get flagged for wearing a chain on the game. Apparently, he couldn't do it, and coaches were not happy.
No, I still remember the Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan fight for the Texans Broncos, and I think Cortland Finnegan was playing. I think Aqib Talib was maybe on the field during this time as well. But Cortland Finnegan, if you want to talk about just dirtiest corners, he would have to make the list. And Andre Johnson was just not having it. So they literally hiked the ball, and he immediately just started fighting them. I mean, it was they literally lined up across from each other. He hiked the ball, the play started, and it was a fight.
It's interesting. I don't know. Football fights with the helmets on.
Yeah, no, he ripped the helmet off.
Okay, you gotta get the helmet off for it to be a real fight.
That was the Texans Titans. Yes. Oh, you're right. It wasn't the Broncos. It was the Titans. But I think Cortland Finnegan played for the Broncos before or after that. I could be wrong on that though. But let's see here. Yeah, no, the Crabtree Talib fight was a good one as well. Kill is often an audible to a hit route, I think, or a hot route. I feel like it's usually when they're kind of switching plays.
I think different teams use it for different things. Like there's if you've ever seen I think it's Peyton at the podium, and he's talking about Omaha, and he's like, well, it could be an audible, it could be the change the pass route, could be make it to a running play, could be
sometimes we don't even know.
Want the guy to go into motion. It could be like
I was watching part of the Manning cast last week or the week before, and it was interesting because they were talking about Tom Brady and the plays on his arm. And Bruce Arians has the same thing because their plays are so complex and so wordy that they have to have a cheat sheet essentially to, okay, it's play number 13, option 4. So he looks at it
we got
and reads it off.
Big moment for some of our Discord. We got
Bass with a 35-yarder
for the kick. I think he has 1 point on the day for an extra point. So
he does. And this looks wide.
It's
just
good. Sneaks it in.
It's good.
All right, Bass with the kick. So we have the Patriots up 1 point on the Bills. So 11-10.
I think that'll give Bass 3.5 or 4.5 points for fantasy.
Depends on your scoring format for the kickers, but probably 4 points minimum, I would say.
Yep, I would agree.
Bass.
Mike, why don't you tell the people who we are?
We are the Fantasy Football Addicts. I am Mike the Fantasy Addict. Co-host Nikki B. Coming at you. We are sidecasting the NFL game tonight. So the frozen tundra of Foxborough.
More hockey weather than football weather.
A little bit. And kind of getting a hockey score right now.
Yeah.
So,
but if first time seeing us, we stream Monday night and Thursday night games, and then Sundays are our big show where we go on about 11 Central and get you kind of through the first set of games and do a little start-sit questions before kickoff. So join us again. Hit the follow if you haven't. We're part of Sports Accelerator program, so if you do see an ad, it's not our fault, it's their fault. But happy to be here and happy you guys are joining us. And let's see here. Bass, 4 from me. That is not the frozen tundra. How dare you?
You can have more than one frozen tundra.
I think so. Who would you rather have fantasy-wise, Andre Johnson or D-Hop? Prime Andre Johnson was pretty good, but I think I gotta go D-Hop here as the better overall receiver. I don't know. Do you remember watching prime Andre Johnson for the Texans?
No, it was a little bit before I got the deep dive and just committed every player to memory.
Yep.
I was a much more casual fan up until about 4 or 5 years back.
And this is my 11th or 12th fantasy season, so that's more than a decade.
1 year you'll win one.
Hey now,
you got
that trophy back there
right now.
That trophy back there is
my name's on there first, but.
It is, but my name's about to be on there
more
often.
We'll just keep it here. We'll just keep winning it. We'll alternate years. So I believe this is a me year, and I got to keep it for the show.
True. If you're in the chat, let us know who your favorite team is. We're trying to figure out. It seems like most people that have been watching the show are NFC North fans, either Vikings, Packers, Bears. We always need more Bears fans.
All right, Bam says, dude, I come back from eating, and Bass hits a field goal. Let's go. Bass.
Oh, man. Two-touch Tony, you're a Dolphins fan? I don't think that's true.
Here we go.
How can you be a Dolphins fan and live in the Northwest?
Tua came through for me this week with a nice game.
I'm not saying it, Ian. I'm not doing it.
Marcy with the pack attack.
I love cheese. I love love cheese. I love cheese.
And they want the Waddle drop. Just so many drops. Just so many.
The Waddle drop. We're jumping it in for the Dolphins fans.
I mean, Marcy asked for
How many points did Waddle have this week?
He had 9 for 90, so 18 points in full PPR.
Till the very next day.
Pretty good.
Yeah. No, it was definitely pretty solid. The Jalen Waddle dance was pretty cool. Did you see him embracing the Waddle?
I like
how he had the whole penguin hand waddle thing.
Talk about balls of steel right here. Not even like my family's from Florida. Ancestors lived in Florida 407 generations ago, back in the land of Florida. I don't know why that tickles my funny bone so much, but here you go, Florida.
Florida man finds World War II grenade, places it in his truck, and drives to Taco Bell.
Have you ever heard the term kinfolk?
Oh yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just too, is this Harris again? He's back and he's hurt again. So I think, but that'll get Harris over 100 yards for the game, and that'll probably be his last play.
Just to do that.
And sometimes you appreciate
you, Damien.
Right? Yeah, no, kinfolk is not a term that I was familiar with until I started listening to more country music. But I'm all learned up now.
All right, ain't done gone learned.
Dad was a huge Marino fan. Interesting. Right. I would have been too if the Bears can get a quarterback. I will be the biggest fan of that quarterback there ever was. Jay Cutler. I'm still a huge Jay Cutler
fan. Nick hates the Bears. Jay Cutler. Oh, I was searching for a GIF in our league chat and stumbled upon the wealth of Jay Cutler from his reality show.
Yes,
and we need to start firing those off.
I'm into it.
You can hop in the Discord, and it's going to be the all Cutler meme.
Poopy Pants brings up an interesting situation here. No guides ever tell you to sit Tyreek Hill. So
that's true.
Let's address this. You have studs. This year we've seen more, I think, range of outcomes from guys we would consider studs than
another nice run from Ramondre.
Is there any situation, any matchup? You have a flex player that's got a really good matchup, and you have Tyreek Hill against the Broncos like we had last week. Is there any reason you would sit that player or sit Tyreek Hill and go with your flex option?
Tyreek,
why and why?
Tyreek, likely not. It would have to be a very good option. Somebody who, like I said, if it was Justin Jefferson or something. But if you've got him, he's probably in your starting lineup. It's rare that you have enough depth that you're playing. So a great example would be like Hunter Renfrow has been doing great for PPR. And you can never play Hunter Renfrow over Tyreek Hill in any situation. The guy whoever was kind of perceived as a stud who I have been benching is DK Metcalf, because we had enough games in a row with low target share, that team just looking bad, that I did move on from him. He had a fine game. I think he got like 11 points. Hard to trust DK to be a superstar with the situation being Russ.
Here's what it comes down to for me. When I'm trying to make these decisions, I want to come up with what's my range of outcomes. So if I start Tyreek Hill, what's my range of outcomes? The floor for me, usually the Tyreek Hill floor, we obviously know now it's about 4 points, but what I understand the Tyreek floor to be week to week is about 7 or 8 points. That's the Tyreek Hill floor, and the peak of Tyreek Hill is 40 points. That's your range of outcomes.
Time out. I have to address this Marcy comment. Talk about the time you both told me to sit Hill and play Jacobs. We told her to sit Tyreek Hill?
I don't think we've ever done this.
Are you sure we didn't think it was Taysom Hill? Or I don't recall that.
Yeah, I remember sitting Drake or somebody else, but I don't remember that situation.
We've told her Jacobs over. Not Tyreek Hill.
Lies.
Unless there was a miscommunication.
But again, so Hunter Renfrow, if that's my pivot, it's like, all right, Tyreek Hill's got a tough matchup with the Broncos secondary. I'm going to start, Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow's range of outcomes
I need the receipt.
Is 0 points to like 18 or 20 points. So there's just the top end, the high end, the ceiling is completely different. The ceiling for Tyreek Hill is so much higher that you have to accept that he
wide receivers are volatile, and there are only so many that can fairly consistently put up 20 to 30 plus points a game, and Tyreek Hill's one of them. So you just got to take the lumps sometimes. Jefferson's like that. To a much lesser extent, you have kind of the
Stephon
guys
Diggs,
that are more like I was going to say the other Seahawks wide receiver.
Oh, Tyler Lockett?
Tyler Lockett's kind of like a more volatile.
Tyler Lockett is like a utility piece.
He's going to have those monster games, but further and farther between, or few and further between.
Boston Bruins fan. The Pats have run the ball a total of 28 times a night.
This year, Cooper Kupp, you're just playing Cooper Kupp, despite the matchup.
Yeah,
when they're
the
elite
Patriots
guys,
are going to continue to run the ball too.
If you're playing like a top 12 running back or wide receiver, you just keep firing them up despite the matchup.
Right. And again, you're not going to be 100% correct all the time. I think this is a good one, Pocket Pool. Do you want Deontay Johnson with a good matchup, or do you want Tyreek Hill with a bad matchup?
Again, still Tyreek for the ceiling.
I'm still in the same category, and I think that's what kind of leads you to this. Is like you play your lineup based on the ceiling, and that's what I try and do.
The only situation, let's say there's an example where you've got Kansas City playing against Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football. You're going against your opponent. All their players have played, and you need 10 points. Then maybe you make the pivot and go with like a Deontay.
I'd still go with
Tyreek
Tyreek Hill for 10 points.
For 10?
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Deontay, has he had a game with less than 10? You'd have to look at his, but
let me look.
Hill probably doesn't have that many as well. You feel pretty good about both situations, but
I hope people listen to me when I was telling us to pick up Tyreek Hill Deontay Johnson
so he's got
mid-season.
2 games with 9 point something,
9.2, 9.8, and this is in half point.
Every other game that he has is over 10 points. So now go to Tyreek Hill.
And full PPR, 10.6 would be your least. And Hill, 1, 2, 3, 4 games.
So if you're playing the odds on something like that,
5, sorry.
Pretty much every other situation. I want to say that
this is also a down year for Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's still number 3 in PPR, but
people have been disappointed with Kansas City's overall offense.
2019 Michael Thomas or current Cup. I'll take current Cup over Michael Thomas anytime. I don't like Michael Thomas.
You got to take 19 Michael Thomas because he was setting records and unstoppable, right?
Yeah, I've heard that term from 60 Days In with gang affiliation, says Bambo. Kinfolk? I mean, I've heard it mostly in country songs. Interesting.
Country, rap, just gangster.
Yeah. Southern Cutting Get Out. Jay Cutler, just
entertainment value.
Yeah, I don't know if any
NFL
player epitomizes me more than Jay Cutler. That's my mood most of the time. Is the Jay Cutler mood.
It's similar. I can see that.
I love it. I just love it.
So okay, here we go, Marcy. Apology accepted. It was Williams. I was about to call you Aaron Rodgers liar, but you are the liar, man.
So Javonte Williams, yes, I would more often than not tell you to start Josh Jacobs over Javonte Williams, especially with Melvin Gordon there.
And that was the situation. Javonte still hadn't quite broken out. He still had Melvin Gordon pushing for touchdowns. They probably had a tough matchup. All right, we accept your apology, Marcy. Yes. You're always,
unbelievable.
You're always good with us.
Travis Kelce, been stinky. He's still your number 1 tight end.
That's the thing.
He's still a positional advantage, is what it is. Let's see how many points he's outscored.
It's not the massive advantage that it was last year, but it's still you're still playing Travis Kelce over every tight end every week. Yes.
Yes.
The only exception is like Kittle after a monster game, maybe, but it's still hard to do.
Kelce has still scored 43 points more than the second best tight end, and that's Kittle right now after his 37-point performance.
So 60 more than the third, which is Waller.
Right.
Sorry,
Mark Andrews is close. Mark Andrews is 9 points behind. Mark Andrews has been.
I traded. That was the only one I bought when we were all doing the arms race in our keeper league. Was Mark Andrews, and he's been pretty good.
But those two again are 40
Ravens
plus
game,
points ahead of
this close to Mark Andrews being the hero and winning that game with a 2-point conversion, and Lamar just threw it outside of his range.
So did Cutler actually smoke cigarettes? No. Nope. It was just,
of course he did. Jay smokes all kinds of
I mean, again,
all the time. Cigars,
not in
cigarettes,
the mean, but
Newports,
I'm sure on his
Luckies,
own time.
Marlboro Reds. Jay
Cowboy Killers
smokes them all. Jay's got to be a Marlboro man.
20. If there is any quarterback that is, it is Jay Cutting. 2020 Trubisky or 2021 Dalton. If you wanted to win, if you could put either of them on the Colts, I'd take Dalton over Trubisky. All my quarterback situations I'm going to base off of the Colts' current situation.
You're correct. It depends on if you got a good team where you can just run the ball, probably take Dalton. But if you got a team with no running back that needs to air it out, you probably take the chance on Mitch.
Again, Dalton has
4 interceptions for Dalton this week.
Do you know how many winning seasons Andy Dalton has under his belt?
And then 10. Loses the first playoff game 10. Every year. That was his whole thing.
Who cares? We're talking about fantasy football for the most part. Or if you're having a team, most wins.
I will not be drafting Kelsey. How quickly she's turned.
Man. And next year's going to be the big Kelsey year,
Probably. He's getting older.
Did Cutler get half? Get half of what?
In the divorce?
In the divorce, he probably got more than half.
I think that it was Cavallari, so I didn't watch her whole show. My wife watched their
She's
new
probably
reality
worth more
show.
than he is.
That's what I would have thought, but it sounds like not so much. I think she wanted half so she could buy a mansion, and he said she can get a job, which is maybe the most Jay Cutler quote. Ramondre with another nice chunk there.
Oh, man.
Oh, we got a Peyton Manning sock.
Okay.
I don't know who's wearing it there.
Are these leg sleeves? I mean, what is this?
Nice shot.
Just really tight pants.
Got my tight pants on.
What color was a camel guy?
Ramondre.
Okay, I could see him as a camel guy, maybe. Cool menthol.
There you go.
That is not what he smells.
That's kind of Chicago on brand.
No. He may be a Pall Mall guy, but no cools. Marlboro Reds. I think that's the most stock answer.
That'd be my bet.
The Cowboy Killers for sure.
Because Cuddy don't care.
Cuddy don't care.
Cuddy don't.
Oh man, I think my boss got a hold of LJ and told him to throw a few games. Who is LJ? Lamar Jackson. The Ravens have not been winning convincingly, even in the games they're winning. They have been barely hanging on, doing it at the end, and coming back.
Go. He's just gouging them. He's gouging the Buffalo Bills, who's supposed to have a good defense. The Bills are pretenders. You heard it here.
I want to know what percentage of Ramondre's rush attempts are for 5 yards or more.
Outrageous
a lot of them. I bet more than most. He gets a lot of chunk plays for sure. What are the odds of Mitchell Trubisky getting the starting job in Carolina next year? I think there is a 50% chance Trubisky is a starting quarterback.
Ramondre right now, 19 rushes for 84 yards. He's averaging 4.4 yards a carry against the Bills and as long as 11. So let's get Ramondre a touchdown here.
You're burying the best part, Mike. They know they're going to run the ball.
Oh,
that's the thing.
Have they passed it again yet?
Once. No, they just threw it one time.
Just the one?
I'm pretty sure
what
it's
is
just
the record?
It's just the one time.
In the NFL, has there ever been
yes.
in the modern football era?
Maybe
one pass?
Yeah, I bet there has been.
Maybe in the olden days when all they did was just line up and run into each other with leather helmets. One, it's got to be the record. There's only one number that could beat it as far as the least amount of pass attempts.
Franchise record for fewest pass attempts in a game is 5.
It's a franchise record.
Yep. With in
1432
game. I think that's in
they played with a rock.
And they're already making notes about tonight's game.
There you go.
Fewest pass attempts in a first half of the NFL since 1978.
78.
And I'm guessing, I think 5 is 5.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Franchise record.
That is a franchise
not
record.
The league record. Per Adam Schefter, the Bears signed Clay Matthews to a veteran minimum. Is that that's almost believable enough?
Is that a thing? Bambo likes to lead us. I'm waiting for the Bambo side eye guy. There it is. See, he's already got You buried the lead again.
But here's the thing: Roquan has the hamstring injury, which I actually benched him this week. He still did. All right. You want to hear the best move I made this week?
Let's do it.
In IDP, so individual defensive player. I went ahead and saw that Greenlaw as well as Warner, the linebackers for the 49ers, were out.
Okay.
So I picked up, I want to say it's Al-Shazir.
Come on.
Al-Shair. So Aziz Al-Shair, the linebacker, picked him up in IDP off the waivers. Goes off for 25 points, 11 tackles, 5 tackle assists, a tackle for loss, a sack, and a forced fumble. So that was my move of the week.
Yeah. Looking at him's last name, though, technically not lying. I mean, what's going on here? Now I got to look.
Conspiracy. A deep dive. Mack Jones, 1 completion, 12 yards. 100% of his passes completed tonight. Rating, 116.7. I love the rating that they gave him. Like, you're doing great, Mac. You're doing great.
Now I got to look up freaking Adam Schefter's tweeting. I got nothing. There's nothing here on Adam Schefter's tweets. Get out of here.
Come on.
Gruger Hill killed me this week, says Karna.
So Tyreek Hill with the low game.
No, in the message.
Schefter.
Oh, I
barely
see.
even know her.
I see.
What?
I got Logan Thomas and Schultz on the bench for stupid Knox. That's not a good choice, Sogo. I'd still be just starting Schultz over Knox, even without the weather concerns. But
Schultz has been good.
Schultz has been very solid. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, the weather doesn't. Again, watching on
10
the
tackles,
screen,
10 assists, 1 sack, 3 tackles.
Doesn't look as brutal as it sounds like it is there.
It doesn't.
You see the towel
again.
blowing.
It's the wind. Yeah, it's the wind at this point.
Oh, that time they did get to him in the backfield. So,
I mean, you can't win all of them, right?
Can't do it.
I'm literally 1.7 points away from taking the lead in my one league. So I need a 7-yard catch from Diggs, and that's
it
that's
may not come. Like
it's been a while.
It's hard out here for a while.
I got 28 points from TJ Watt this week.
What?
TJ Watt has been insane for IDP, and single-handedly has been carrying me through some of these weeks. And
there you
it's
go.
Nice. All right. I think we're going to start wrapping it up here. Usually we don't stream the whole Monday night game. We actually are overtime.
There you go.
We got so many people in here.
Got some new friends. We're trying to
Barry
establish some
Botchik is
connection.
hanging out now. Thoughts on this is a great question before we sign off. Thoughts on D-Hop the rest of the year?
I'd be playing him. He came back off the injury, had a touchdown right away. Kyler's back. I think he is a solid low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2.
Only 2 targets in this game.
That is a concern, but they didn't need to throw a lot against the Bears because the Bears are not good.
I think next week will be a better test. They play the Rams. They'll have to throw the ball, and I want to see how much usage he gets.
7 targets.
Here's the thing,
45 yards and a touchdown.
The Bears game, it was windy, it was cold, it was not very nice. So kind of not too dissimilar from this game right now.
Folk with a nice sidewinder type of kick there. Gets it in.
Gets up by 4 points
so
down.
Folk,
a regular
not
football
the
score.
worst game, even in bad conditions. So he's been coming through for people this year.
I dropped Schultz for more RB depth. I'm just hanging on to Goddard at the tight end position. I think that's okay, too.
Goddard, it'll be interesting to see. If Gardner gets the start again, I think you're firing up with confidence. But if Hurts is back in, does it ruin Goddard?
We need a movie night in Discord and watch Step Brothers. I think that'd be fun. We could probably do that sometime.
Let me see. I got my.
That sounds like an off-season thing, which we're not too far away from. We lost a follower.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Somebody followed him.
Probably peer pressured him into it.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get back up to that 600.
Somebody wants to follow. Get us to the 600
Now's the
mark.
chance.
Might as well.
Skull Killer, Bears Stomper, Lion Hunter, and Cheese Devouring Season TMR Night.
Sessions. What?
Again,
I don't even know. That's just a lot of words just put together, Bambo.
Crushing Skull.
Kelsey stats in between Evans and Godwin so far this year. Again, Kelsey's still been very good. He's still in the top 10 wide receivers if you put him in
greedy,
there.
but
yeah,
anytime they let you down, you're expecting the points. They say, hey, where's my points?
But I also think, Carno, that speaks to how devalued the wide receiver position it really has been all season, that Evans and Godwin are only averaging, 11 or 12 points a game, and they're still in the top 10 wide receivers. So it's a yes and no. I think just the wide receiver total points and yardage is just going to be a little bit lower this season compared to last. And I'm working at trying to find the stats to compare where we're at like right now and to past years and see like, hey, just in your total wide receiver ones, this group of people have scored, 2,000 less points over the season than last year or whatever the stat is. But it'd be interesting to see. Are we drinking some Viking tears yet? I don't know. I don't think we can say that now because we have new Vikings fans.
The Lions fans are the ones that are just feasting on the tears of their enemies this week. So
just memeing on everybody else.
It's that third place meme where he's got the champagne, he's biting the medal, and he kisses the girl. And that's the Lions at the bottom of the division after beating the Vikings.
Your camera's frozen. Uh-oh. Let me see if I can fix that or not.
All right. Give it a little jiggle. You still getting the audio? All right. You don't want to miss these faces. There's a lot of good stuff going on here.
Here, let me see if I can re-add the video capture to it.
All right.
Here, well, we're gonna.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Is that better? There you can just see a flicker instead.
It's just us frozen but flickering. I like it.
See if I can hit this configure video real quick.
All right. While he's figuring that out, we got the Patriots kicking away to the Buffalo Bills, fielded at the 10.
Okay, we're back. We got to figure it out.
And we're back. That's what happens sometimes. I got it here. Let me get my excuse button.
We'll do it live.
Kelsey was top 4 last year at this time after 12 games, but I bet his point total, again, was like a lot higher as well than the receiver. Here's the thing. The receivers last year, if you would take the 10th best wide receiver at this point in the year last year, I bet they've scored 50 more points on the season than the wide receiver 10 right now. So I think it's just this total year, there's been a lot less points scored by your elite guys, and the points are more spread out among more less known players, I would say, which is unfortunate. Would you consider him around the 12-13 bend in drafts? I still think Travis Kelce is still a first-round draft kind of guy, especially how we saw. I saw the meme as well this week where it's like, people that drafted RBs in the first round and it's the guy crying, and then people that drafted wide receivers and it's congratulations, shaking hand. I mean, that's really how it's been.
Here's how my experience went. I took the higher end guys. I took Kittle. I took Kelce. I didn't get any Waller shares.
Okay.
And there was like one league where I ended up not taking a tight end. I think I took Tanyan for the Green Bay Packers, and I just ended up trading away a good player that I picked earlier for a tight end. And if you don't have an elite tight end, you can't compete in a lot of these leagues when they're more competitive.
Here's the thing. You're going to have other bumps in the road at wide receiver and running back. Like, you almost need some stability in that tight end position because you can't afford to buy one more often than not. Like, it costs you so much in wide receiver and RB value that it's hard to find them. It really is.
So nice to just have a stable plug-and-play tight end, and there's about 5 of them.
Is JT number 1 next year? That's what we're probably going to find out over the
next
next few
now,
weeks.
yes. Right now, that would be the majority consensus number 1 for most people.
I 100% agree.
There's
Stephon Diggs with a catch, and that gets me the win this week.
There's a couple that'll be in the mix. Again, if Derrick Henry comes back and plays in the playoffs and looks great, people are going to start talking about how good Derrick Henry was for a while. But he's older and he just had an injury, so hard to trust him being healthy through another year. Can he hold up to the workload will be the question.
Right.
But if he does, he's very, very good.
I took CMC, Mostert, D-Hop, and Ridley with most of my auction money. Sad face, but still made the playoffs. See, that's what it's about, Chase, is making maneuvers throughout the year.
Never give up.
Finding little bits of value as you go and getting into the playoffs. And here's the thing. With the playoffs, anything can happen. Mostert, who was an unknown.
It's called winning. It's called being a champion.
Mostert, who's an unknown 2 years ago, carried people and won people playoffs. If you put together Mostert and Eckler 2 years ago, who were relative unknowns for most of the fantasy season, they were your running back 1 and 2 essentially for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Sanders does not catch
the ball.
Very nice. And there's going to be a lot of teams this year that that could be the champions that have a Elijah Mitchell, Alexander Madison kind of field. So
100%.
It's gonna be interesting to see which guys show up at the end of the year. There could be Antonio Gibson, who's been good, not great all year. He could show up at the end.
Right. Josh Allen using the wheels again. Still going. All right. A nice game there.
All right. Just
Bambo, have a good one. Thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. Yeah, we'll see you in the Discord and Thursday.
We're going to be heading out as well. It's not a show without Bam.
That's right. Thank you for the Discord. Bambo, you already knew. I was about to ask for it. Thank you for the Discord link. Join the Discord if you're joining us and want to hear more of our content. Also, if you want to follow, do it. We've got 599 followers.
Trying to hit 600 for the second time tonight. Yeah. It feels so good. It was great the first time.
Yeah. In fact, let's see who. I think we can probably find out who unfollowed here. It was Rubber Ducky. It was Rubber Ducky.
I thought we were friends.
I know. I thought we had a thing.
Him.
Rubber Ducky. Yeah. Hey, what's with
Ducky.
the unfollow?
Come on.
Is it something we said?
Oh, maybe.
Oh man. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna send you over to Roshacker, part of the Sports Accelerator program as well, and
friend of the show.
Yes, definitely very entertaining. And he'll treat you well.
All right. I hope that all your fantasy decisions work out for you this coming week. Indeed. We'll be here for you. Going to be back for the Thursday night show during the Thursday night football. So come hang out again.
Join the raid. Got 9 of you in it. 10. Nice.
There you go.
Keep it coming.
Have a good week.
All right.
Job's done.
We'll see you next time around.
This might be a